With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, entertain us. And I forget just what I taste. Oh yeah, I guess it makes me smile. I found it hard, was hard to find. Oh well, whatever, never mind. Hello, 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 hello. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now, entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now, every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dust at dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues and lives to pay.
And we are live here at the River Center in Davenport. It is the Challenger Series here at Caged Aggression, where a lot of the amateurs get to showcase their stuff, and we end it with a pro title fight. I'm with El Tigre, Josh Neal. You're no stranger to the Caged Aggression cage. What would you tell these young guys right now coming up, trying to show their stuff, break through into the pros, and then beyond?
I would tell them, man, this is a absolute great opportunity for you guys tonight, man. It's the best show in the Midwest area, I would say. And you know, go out there, train hard, and let it all. When you go out there, train hard, and you come here to let it all show out tonight. Don't hold nothing back and go after it.
Absolutely. This is the premier Western or Midwestern organization out there. Let's talk about the co-main. We got Brennan Hauser going against Nick Porter. Nick Porter, a lot of amateur fights, been stagnant for a while, made the call, came in. What are your thoughts on this fight?
I think Nick Porter, you know, he's coming to us with a ton of amateur fights here. I know he's been on a little bit of a layoff here, so I'd like to see what he's worked on in that time away from the cage to see what new things he's added to his game. And he's coming in here. I expect him to do great, but he's got a very tough opponent in Brennan Hauser coming out here tonight. 4-0. Three of his four fights are coming from finish. And he looked very good his last time out. Very technical, very good on the ground and his feet. I expect big things out of that fight.
Absolutely, and very confident, thinks he's going to get the finish. Then the main event, Dan Sokolowski coming in short notice up against Luke Rodriguez. Both of these guys, dogs, and Sokolowski in great shape. Rodriguez extremely confident.
Dan Sokolowski, man, talk about a guy who is on a tear of just taking fights whenever. He comes in there and he's ready to get to it. He's going to be out there trying to push the pace and look for a victory tonight. But he's got a good opponent on his hands in Luke Rodriguez, a much taller, longer opponent. I would like to see Luke Rodriguez, you know, work off his jab tonight against a shorter opponent like that and, you know, create the space and let it fly. When Luke was an amateur, you know, and he first broke into the pro scene, he was having highlight reel knockouts and everything. The last time he fought a guy this short, it was a head kick knockout. I was here for it and seen it live. And, you know, if he can do those things tonight, he could be victorious. But Dan Sokolowski's coming to ruin the show.
Absolutely. And, you know, Rodriguez, taller, lankier. I'd say that you look at Sokolowski, he looks a lot like the Muscle Shark. He's the mini Muscle Shark, not quite Sean Sherk. We're excited. He's excited. Let's throw it up to Jason Vargas right now and kick off the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans of all ages, this is the moment you've been waiting for as 7G Distributing Bud Light proudly presents Caged Aggression Challengers 8, Road to the Big Show, our special summer qualifier hosted by the River Center. My name is Jason, your official voice from inside the cage, and I'm absolutely excited to welcome you to a very special evening. Like our trailer showed, our humble beginnings in Knoxville, Illinois really set the stage for what you see in March and October. And the Challenger Series was the best way for us to duplicate that. Coming over to the small show, opening up our show to some talent that you might not get to see. This is the best way for us to do it right here before we head back over to the big building across the street in October. But tonight, we have athletes here from all over the Midwest, here to challenge and lay it all on the line for a shot at glory to compete at our stacked two-night event that I just mentioned here in October. But before we begin tonight, I'd like to take a moment and recognize some of our event partners that came together to make this entire weekend possible. The River Center, official home of Caged Aggression MMA, Princeton Motors, Yabba Dabba's House of Glass, La Quinta Inns and Suites, Stack Wellness Cafe, Delph's Pro Gym, Quad City Ketamine and Wellness Clinic, Wilson Construction, Ducky's Formal Wear Galesburg, Debo's Food Truck, McCarl Family Racing, Elite Loyalty Sports Management, Mitt Beast Boxing and MMA, Harold's Chicken Sports Bar, Edison's Gastropub, the official home of the Caged Aggression Challengers 8 after party, and of course, don't forget to visit our apparel corner right behind us where we have our official Caged Aggression apparel for sale. And tonight, as a special thank you to our Caged Aggression fans, Caged Aggression and Delph's Pro Gym have teamed up for a very special opportunity just for you. Take your ticket stub from tonight to the apparel booth, give it to them, and you will receive one raffle ticket for your chance to win tickets to UFC Chicago. That's compliments of Caged Aggression MMA and Delph's Pro Gym. Let's hear it for this evening's event partners, ladies and gentlemen. Special thanks to our production team, Mindprint Productions, Music Connection, and Say Uncle Photography. Much gratitude to all fighters, coaches, and teams for their tireless commitment to be here tonight, and of course to Caged Aggression President Mike Goodwin for the endless dedication he has to this sport and its athletes. Let's give those folks a round of applause. All of tonight's bouts have been sanctioned by the Iowa Athletic Commission. Deputy Ben Wilson, Inspectors Josh Ailes, Zach Tiberis, Benji Williams, and George Chamberlain, our timekeeper, Clint the Antagonist Anderson, our judges, Ian Haas, Matt White, Bruce Allen, and Josh Stewart, our cage side physician, Dr. Metcalf, our card girl for the evening, the lovely Jessica, pay-per-view commentary provided by Jason Burmis and LT Gray, Josh Neal, and when the action begins, our referees in charge are Josh Stewart and the boss, Bruce Allen. Now, if you'll please rise and join me in welcoming Miss Iowa teen Fiona Trieber for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Miss Iowa teen Fiona Trieber. All right, folks, we're in a little bit of a smaller venue, but that doesn't mean the action's gonna be any less tonight. So if you're ready for some of that trademark caged aggression action, I'm gonna need your help. Let's let those fighters hear you in the locker room. Let's get loud, ladies and gentlemen.
And here we go. The formalities are over and the action is about to begin. First bout, Zach Sherwood versus Robert Abel. Zach about to make his way down to the cage. He is fighting at a Hard Drive Performance Center in Atkins, Iowa. Started martial arts about 2 years ago with an interest just in learning how to defend himself. And as time went on, he got hooked. I'm sure you've heard that story before. And he decided, hey, I want to get on the competitive side of things and truly test myself. Rocking the cowboy hat and thinks this is a great way to start the night. He says it's his debut fight for himself and his opponent, looking to take him out and make a point. He is notorious for his cardio, and look at him coming in. I don't think he's going to have any problem in that department, of course. We will see when the gas pedal gets stepped on, especially when, you know, you're getting punched and kicked in the face. Things change quickly. Looks up to his cousin, Steve Carl, one of his MMA, and his MMA career was a big inspiration to start this journey alongside with him. He has also looked up to Sean Tilson, David Chiser, Lonnie Servin, Tanner Collins, and all of his other teammates. Feels like it's a little early in his journey, but he is looking to put a stamp on it tonight, my friend.
That's awesome, man. I love it. I love to see all these new guys coming out tonight making their debuts, especially guys out of Hard Drive. Great gym, so you know he will be ready.
Absolutely looking in top tier shape and excited to go. Got the eye of the tiger. Robert Abel about to make his way down to the cage. These aren't quite the walkouts, folks, that you may be used to in Caged Aggression. But once again, this is the Challenger Series, and these guys are trying to come up and become pros. Fighting out of a little place called Peoria Athletic Club. We know the Pack guys very well here. That is a den of killers. In fact, they fight other killers all the time over at Lycan's Den. He says, look, I've been playing the UFC Undisputed video games with friends. That's how I got into it. We're on number 5, folks. They've been around and they've been good for over a decade. He says he's here for a good time, looks up to fighters like Dustin Poirier, and wants to make this his big moment, Josh.
Those are good guys to look up to right there, you know what I mean? But see, this is what I'm talking about with Caged Aggression. These are the type of fights you get. 2 debut guys coming in, you know, most times you get a debut and you're like, okay, you know, the guy might be good, he might not. But these 2 guys, they're going to be ready to go. 2 great gyms that we know pretty well around here. And these are the type of caliber fights that you get right off the rip for Caged Aggression. I expect action right here to kick the night off.
Absolutely. I also expect action. We'll see where it goes. Again, these guys are pretty green, so I'm expecting a little striking to start, but I guess we're going to find out who has the ground game early on. Both men in the cage. Jason Vargas is there. Let's kick it up to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Lightweight Division, powered by Ducky's Formal Wear, Galesburg. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 154 pounds. He trains at Hard Drive Performance Center, Keone Koch Martial Arts. Joining us from Atkins, Iowa, Zach Sherwood. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 153 pounds. He trains at the Central Illinois Combat Club, Peoria Athletic Club. Joining us from Peoria, Illinois, Robert Abel.
And they close the cage door. It is about that time to do the man dance. I am looking forward to it. You can actually vote on who you think is going to be the winner over at CagedAggression.ppv. We got Zach Sherwood right now as a slight underdog at 47% against Robert Abel's 52%. I guess we're going to find out. Zach feeling it out there. Robert with a little leg kick. A couple of feelers. Robert goes in for the clinch. Him up against the cage. Got both, now one underhook in. Trapping that right arm of Zach. Zach turns it around. And right around again. And around we go.
Right there, here we go.
Oh, little elbow on the way out. Ooh, big left from Robert Abel. That clipped him.
Real nice shots on the break there of the clinch. You like to see that aggressiveness right out of the clinch like that.
Absolutely. Back trying to turn him around again. Doesn't quite get there. And then Robert's just good every time he gets him around, just turning it around again, making a 180 into a 360.
Like a carousel, man. They're just going around right now. They could stop that, though, if he'd get his head on the same underhook side. Here we go. Hands clasped, going for a ride.
Little touch in the cage right there. Brucey might have let him get away with it. He's under the neck quick.
He's got
Robert Abel under the neck.
In.
Oh, I like that. 2 hooks in. That might be deep. We might be seeing a tap. And he cut him on that elbow.
Right,
yes, tapping it up. Short work by Robert Abel. Comes up, gets the clinch, gets the back. Also had some good strikes on the way in and out. Had that nice left cross, woke him up. And then that elbow doing a little damage. Took the back quick. Great first performance. But again, I'm sure there's a lot to learn on the other side of that from Zach Sherwood. And we'll see both of these guys in the Caged Aggression cage once again. Again, great job by Abel to really, again, control those movements against the cage. Every time that Zach was able to push him, he pushed a little bit more, turned it around, and ended up coming out on top.
He seemed a little step ahead. That's what it was. He was just a step ahead in the clinch positions right there. He seemed to turn and get his position. And even out of the clinch, you've seen he was ready to go out there and throw strikes right off the rip. And then once he got the back, got his hooks in quick, and it was game over. I would have liked to see Sherwood fight that backhand a little bit. But, hey, first fight, man, nothing to hang your head about. Be back, get back to work, and get back in there.
Absolutely, and we're watching that action. Got right under the neck, tough as hell from that angle, but you can tell he's in there. And Zach Sherwood, he tried to find a way out, but again, that inexperience. And by the way, somebody's under your neck like that, tough call.
Oh, very tough.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Bruce Allen, has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 15 seconds into round 1, declaring your winner by submission due to rear naked choke, Robert Abel. All right, Robert, congratulations on starting the night off right. Big win, punched your ticket to October. Talk to us about how it feels getting the big win.
Sir, I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting an interview, so I didn't know us amateurs got the interviews. I got a great coach. Yeah, talk to the mustache. I got great coaches, great team. Fucking happy, man.
Hey, that's all we need. You deserve it. Go ahead and enjoy the celebration. We will see you in October. Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for your winner, Robert Abel.
Imagine changing your life by simply changing your home. At Wilson Construction, we're known for exceptional home remodeling, from kitchen and bath updates to complete home transformations. Let us reimagine your living space, inside or out. We'll walk you through the entire process, helping you get just a little closer to living in the home of your dreams. Come see us in Bettendorf, next to Home Depot.
And on to the next one, Red Hot Chili Pepper style. Our next fight, Isaac Toyce versus Rowan King. Isaac about to make his way down to the cage. He's fighting out of Midwest Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Clayton, Illinois. His brother got him into MMA. Feels that this match is a good one. If he can push the pace, then there will be no way to lose. You like hearing that. You keep somebody on the back foot, unless they've got that Chuck Liddell right, it's going to be a tough night for your opponent. Feels like his strengths are his unprecedented capability and his overpowering grappling. Looks up to his brother and Noah Harari. I'm sorry, tough one to read sometimes, guys. And he feels like, traveling from gym to gym has made him a tough customer and brought him to this moment. It's all hugs right now as he enters the Caged Aggression cage for the first time.
This is what I like here for debut fighters. I like to see them walk to the cage and look at the expression on their face, you know what I'm saying? He seems pretty dialed in right now, you know. You can tell a lot on the walk. You can watch the eyes. They start wandering around, they're looking at the crowd. You can tell they're probably a little nervous. He's laser focused right now. Was straight staring at the cage, gave his hugs. He's ready to get in there and do his thing.
I absolutely agree. And by the way, sometimes that deer in the headlights look before, as soon as you get cracked, it changes quick.
Absolutely. Every time. Every single time.
And we were talking Lycan's Den earlier. Rowan King fighting out of Lycan's Den. Started watching MMA while wrestling, and he said, hey, I guess this is the next logical step. Feels like it's a good matchup for him because of that wrestling. He's going to try to utilize that. And look, wrestling is really the name of the base game in MMA. Yeah, you want the jiu-jitsu. Great if you got some Muay Thai. Hey, you got boxing? I love it. Bottom line is 90% of these guys, when they fail at that, they're going for your hips and the takedown. You got that experience. There's nothing like it. Also usually helps with the cardio. Also feels like his boxing is a strength along with that wrestling. And he looks up to fighters like, well, James Martin,
who is a grizzled, I guess you could call him a grizzled veteran here in Caged Aggression, but a damn killer and somebody I love to watch fight. He's looking forward to this one. He's got some 2 years of preparation for it. Let's kick it up to Vargas.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Featherweight Division, powered by Mitt Beast Boxing and MMA. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 145 pounds. He trains with the Midwest Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Joining us from Clayton, Illinois, Isaac Courtois. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 141 pounds. He trains with Lycans Den MMA. Joining us from Champaign, Illinois, Rowan King.
Courtois King about to happen.
He's hype. He's ready to go. I like to see it.
I was going to say that. Right now, the fans think King by 62%. Isaac behind him at 37.5. We'll see how it goes. And they touch him up.
There we go.
Right hand, body kick. Oh,
nice.
Big kick. Now, you usually don't see that. That right there wasn't, man, they're going at it. See about that wrestling. Oh, wow, good knee by Isaac right there. But look, Rowan King just coming right after him.
That inside leg kick, that inside calf kick did some damage right off the bat.
I'll tell you what, that kick wasn't quite an axe kick, but it was very reminiscent. Good leg kick right there on the way inside.
Right there again, that's the second one. He's thrown 2 inside calf kicks right there. Those things are devastating right there. I know he's feeling it right now.
And he's put it on the back foot. You can tell. You know, he's backing and circling out right now. Maybe again, I don't think it's his body. I think it's his legs. You're right. Lunging in with a big left. Not quite there.
Boom, another one.
Rowan King left hand. Isaac circling around the cage. About a minute down in that first round. Going to look for some creative kicking from Isaac. Again, that first not quite question mark kick really landed. I can't wait to see the replay on that. But Rowan King ate it like a champion. Like it was an ice cream sundae, really.
I'd like to see Isaac.
Oh, good body kick.
Oh, there we go. A little low there. I'd like to see Isaac here, though, coming out of this break. Take his time. I'd like to see him, though, throw some lefts, but put that jab out there because he's landed that inside calf kick nonstop. It's red right there on his knee. You can already tell. He's went down once from it. If he can put that jab in his face and stop backing up, so beat on his heels so much, keep him off with the jab and then throw that kick, it's going to do some damage. I mean, 2 times he went down. It's not far away from being something serious.
Absolutely. You can see it's right behind the knee on the inner leg, turning purple right now. Looks like Isaac is ready to go. Courtois King, fun fight so far. King's still the favorite over on the polls at 66 and change. Punches him up. Rowan King just moving forward. Big push kick right there. Left, right. Oh, he's hitting him.
These boys are swinging. I love to see it for these amateurs right here. This is amazing.
Putting it all on the line. Lunging right.
Nice
knee on the way in. And he gets up. Ooh, you know what? That kid's got some really interesting kicks.
He keeps doing that and then goes back up again towards the head with the...
That right hand was pretty looping. I think, right now Rowan has got the slicker hand striking. I'd say Isaac has the better legs. And, neither guy, even though it was talked about, has really utilized the wrestling. Less than a minute to go.
I will say there's only a 3-minute round for amateurs here, but backing up the whole 3 minutes, that is tiring right there. You can tell it's wearing on him a bit.
Oh.
Big right.
And then they are swinging, head down, chin up. And you got to watch that. Not only as an amateur or professional, you take a big looping punch. That's the Derek Brunson syndrome.
Absolutely.
Brunson loved to lunge in with that big chin. Had incredible power when he landed, but got clipped a lot on that chin. Oh, good left. Oh, these guys, they are hitting each other right now.
They are going for the finish. This is amazing. I love to see it. I like, though, that King, he's staying really technical with his defense. I mean, yeah, he's swinging a little wild, but his guard is still up.
Yep, and he gets the mount at the very end. Ooh, even puts him on him a little bit. Is that a KO, or was that the...
I think that was round. I think Bruce is calling it the round.
Okay.
That was close.
Yeah, I don't think he called that the fight. Man, he is wearing it on his face, looking at Isaac in the corner. I hope we can get some of this replay in that action-packed round. Love to see that kick that happened in maybe the first 15 seconds of the round. Huffing and puffing is Isaac Cortés. Again, tough to say that you wouldn't be in a round that extreme. They probably both threw about 50 strikes. Here we go.
Oh,
Let's watch this. They're going back and forth here. This is towards the end. And I mean, they are cracking each other. Then right here at the end, probably because of that timeout and the illegal blow, we were a little bit off here. There was a little bit more time, and he goes into full mount and then just starts hammer saucing. I'm going to say that that is a Rowan King round for sure.
I'd like to see Isaac use that wrestling he was talking about in his pre-fight tape there, you know what I mean? I'd like to see him do it instead of being on his heels the whole time. But he still was out there. He's throwing wildly with his hands down. King is staying base, staying with a high guard and base and throwing. That could be a big factor here in this round.
And, you know, like I said, it seems like Isaac took more of those shots. King's still coming forward.
A little bit of a headbutt, it looks
Isaac,
like there.
Yep, Isaac tries to get the takedown into side mount. Oh, those hammer fists are tough. You're hearing those. We're right here, folks. Rowan King, relentless. Relentless right now.
Man on a mission right now is what he is.
Pressing the action. Isaac not backing down, giving us some strikes right there.
Like right there, you're going to back up. If you're going to back up, you feel your heels hit that cage, boom, shoot in that hard double right there. You know what I mean? Use that wrestling that you were saying.
Good knee.
Don't make this a striking battle if your wrestling's your bread and butter. But both boys got heart, man.
Yes, they do. And look, Rowan's got to be careful not to punch himself out. And how deep is he on that neck?
He's under there, baby. They're sweaty. Here he goes, got out.
And now it's full mount. This is a lot of trouble. There's 2 minutes left, and we saw what happened the last time he was on top. Not a lot of defense. I think this is the beginning of the end right here. Not kicking up his hips, which he needs to do.
Would like to see him put some hands on hips and buck up here.
It's about over. They're about to call this for Rowan King.
That was a hard one.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Another one.
Really impressive performance by both men. Rowan King just absolutely relentless. I think Isaac going to go back to the drawing board. Both guys came in here with a lot of heart and a lot of action. You can't help but love fights like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Isaac, yeah, he might be on the losing end tonight, but man, does that boy got hard. He took some hard shots, you know what I mean? He tried in there the best he could, but like you say, the inexperience at this level right now, right there, I'd like to see him, like I said, put some hands on hips and buck up instead of just taking the shots. But when you're on your back foot for a whole round, it's hard to do.
And right here, this was his moment. It was hard to tell because it was across the cage. He was definitely under that chin. Again, King had a lot of composure. And then as soon as he got out of that, he got into full mount, which he had done several times in this matchup.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see this kid in October.
Absolutely. He will be back for one of the major caged aggression events. Is that XL? You're damn right it is. Rowan King amped up in there. Jason Vargas hits the cage. Let's kick it up to him and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Bruce Allen, has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 13 seconds into round 2, declaring your winner by TKO, Rowan King. All right, Rowan, congratulations on the big win representing Lycan's Den. Hey, look. We're looking for some exciting fighters come October. What's planned?
Let's do it! Yeah!
Well, look, definitely a lot to celebrate, but I know you got a few things to say. Go ahead and take care of that.
Thank you to my team at Lycan's Den, the boys at PAC. They've been getting me in shape. Thank you to my family, My shorty, she in the crowd too. Let's go.
All right, folks. Well, look, we've got a very excited winner here for you, Rowan King. Go ahead and enjoy the win. Hopefully we see you back here in October. Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for your winner, Rowan King.
You guys pick the awards. What's that? You guys pick the awards.
And on to the next one. 2 down, third fight coming up. Kyle Dryfurst versus Harley Canas. Right now, the polls have Harley as the slight favorite at 66 and change. If you got something to say about that, get in there. Kyle about to make his way down, fighting out of MMAG in Moline. Got into the sport for the pure love and violence of it and loves testing himself. Feels like this is an exciting matchup, and that's all it needs to be. Feels his strength is the stand-up, so we may be seeing another one of those barn burners, folks. Loves fighters like Jorge Masvidal, who really, is a grinder and a backyard fighter. If you haven't watched those classic, and I mean they are classic, backyard brawls other than Kimbo Slice, you get some Nate Diaz flavor, and you get a whole lot of Masvidal.
Oh, yeah.
Hit the YouTube after the Caged Aggression. Feels like by starting in boxing in Jacksonville, Florida, and coming to San Bernardino, California, turning into MMA after the jiu-jitsu, he is extremely well-rounded, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, he's not looking around. He can't wait to get into that cage. Looks like he got a slight bit of warm-up. It is a little hot in here. I'd say it's usually a little cooler in the River Center.
Yeah, let's turn this air up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people in here tonight, jam-packed. Let's get some air in here.
For a small venue, big things are happening. Harley Canas about to make his way down, fighting out of the Scrap Shack over here in Rock Falls. Got into MMA by watching UFC as a kid and always had a hot head. A lot of those angry people, and I'm sure you've met them, Josh, they tend to get into mixed martial arts. Let me ask you something. How many times does that actually change a person? How often do they get more disciplined and start less bar fights as opposed to just more aggressive and more bar fights? 50-50? Is it 50-50?
I'll give it 50-50. I was say it does change quite a few, but you still have those guys that it ain't changing a thing. They are who they are, and they're going to do the damn thing.
I'd love to tell everybody that it's fairy tales, rainbows, and unicorns out there, but you just heard the man. That's reality.
Yeah.
Harley making his way down, pounding chests, chopping fives. Everybody's loving it. He says he's ready to go. Says his boxing, his wrestling, and his kickboxing are what going to set him apart. Looks up to an incredible striker, a.k.a. kickboxer, Israel Adesanya. His incredible fight with Kelvin Gastelum just made the UFC Hall of Fame this weekend. And it says this has been a very long time coming. They're putting the Vaseline on the face, and he is ready to get in there under the small big lights here at Caged Aggression Challenger Series.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm still riding the high from the last fight, those guys getting to it, but I have a feeling this one's going to top it. I have a feeling this one's going to be just as action.
He rolls into the cage, big leap. Folks, I probably have about 8 inches on him. I couldn't get 2 inches off the ground. That's all I'm going to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Bantamweight Division, powered by Elite Loyalty Sports Management. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 133 pounds. He trains at the Midwest Martial Arts Group and is sponsored by Space Harris Epic Realtor, Elite Loyalty Sports Management, McCarl Family Racing, Nicolasa's Tire Shop, and Drywall Demolition and Drywall. Joining us from Moline, Illinois, Kyle Dreyfus. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 134 pounds. He trains at the Scrap Shack. Joining us from Rock Falls, Illinois, Harley, the Aztec God of War, Canis.
Canis looking pumped, but Kyle on the other end looking just as ready. Giving a little nod, a little no sauce. Not going to happen. I don't think they're tapping gloves here. Nope.
Oh, right out with a heavy push. Hey, these guys in their intros, they did not go away from locking eyes. They stared at each other the whole time. They're ready to rock.
And that big front kick put Kyle on his backside.
Woo! Wound up there. Nice back take. Oh!
He's hurt. They're
He went
stopping
out.
it right there. Yep, he went out. Wow.
Holy.
That
Wow.
was a huge drop on the mat. I mean, it might have been a little early.
That was a little flash there. I seen him go a little limp there, but he kicked right back in. But man, that was a huge slam.
I'd love to see it again. You know what? That reminded me so much of Matt Hughes. Had him up over the waist-side. Front end dropped first. I'm going to say, you know, his shoulder is probably the first thing to hit the mat. Going to have to see it on the slow-mo. But then his head.
It was close. It was very close. I mean, he had him up there. He had him leveled up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that, again, very reminiscent. Not so much of a fireman's carry, because he didn't carry him far, but he brings him over the shoulder. We'll watch the whole fight again. Here's that front kick. Puts him on his backside. They slow it down for us.
Here we
now
go.
Here's the real action. He's going to get his back here right after that
Boom.
big swing, and look at this. He's going to pick him up over his shoulder line. Watch this. Over the shoulder line, and then,
right
that
on
head.
his head. Hey,
oh.
He did a good job. He took his back right there. He tried the slam right away, right off the
Look,
gate.
here it is again. Oh, man. That shoulder and head, same exact time.
He didn't have it the first time, and he mule kicked into that slam. That was full force right there, straight on the dome.
Let's kick it up to Vargas and make it official. What a fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Josh Stewart, has called a stop to this contest at 21 seconds into round one, declaring your winner by knockout, Harley, the Aztec God of War, Canis. All right, man. Hey, first of all, congratulations on the big win. Just stepped up the tempo for the rest of the evening. Talk about that, how it worked into your game plan for tonight.
Look, man, this is a long time coming, and I'm not stopping. I'm coming right back for it in October, baby. So be ready. I love you, Esmeralda, Christine Canis, and my baby girl. I love you so much. Let's go!
Well, look, before we let you get to the celebration, you got out of here fairly quick tonight. Look fairly injury-free. Hopefully you bring some of that injury coming October, my friend.
Yes, sir. Let's have a good night, guys.
Let's hear it one more time for your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Harley Canis.
They've all been.
Before we get into the next fight, I just have to say, Harley Canis, in his caged aggression debut, had pretty much a perfect fight. There's nothing I saw there where he made one mistake, front kick to start it off, dodging that big right, taking the back, and then just a strike that really could have put ground and pound on him, which he started to do when he was stopped. So I'm really impressed with him and looking forward to it. Let's see if we get the same kind of performance from Bailey Biscantine, fighting out of Marty's Mixed Martial Arts here in Moline. He is excited to get back at it and looking to make a statement. Feels like his strengths are wrestling, BJJ, and a little thing called heart. He's gonna want that. Looks up to fighters like Pat Miletich, good friend of mine. Had some Hooters wings together with Mr. Miletich today. Fantastic. And Jody Vadpetto. So again, coming in here looking to make a statement. Got the face and the eyes locked in. And you know, one of the things I love about caged aggression is you don't see any softies. Don't get me wrong, in the heavyweight division, you see some big boys. That's everywhere. You don't see that at 135, at 155, at 170 here. Not even at 2. To be honest, the UFC, the division's gotten a little sloppy. A little sloppy. I'm not watching any less, but I'm calling them like I see them. Here to be the spoiler, Isaiah Yoakum, fighting out of Lycans Den MMA, got into MMA through his father, who was a cage fighter when he was a kid, and showed him how to fight. He says, look, my opponent may have more experience, but I am gonna smoke him. Well, I'll tell you what, I hope that it's a Marlboro Reds pack and not Newports, my friend. Feels like his strengths are at the striking, but he does think that he has other attributes as well. Basically feels like he's better everywhere. Looks up to fighters like George St. Pierre, a good one to look up to. Feels like he's going for the takedown, and he is going to shake. He's going to shake him with his hands. He took some bare knuckle strikes for this one. Crawls into the cage, slaps 5 to his opponent, and we are just about ready to rock. Let's kick it up to Vargas.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Featherweight Division, powered by Debo's Food Truck. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 144 pounds. He trains at Marty's Martial Arts and is sponsored by B&B Drain Tech, A+ Roofing and Siding, and Quad City Renovations. Joining us from Moline, Illinois, the Butcher, Bailey Biscantine. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 145 pounds. He trains at Lycans Den MMA. Joining us from Champaign, Illinois, Isaiah the Mantis Yoakum.
And here we go, Biscantine Yoakum, the Butcher. Let's see if he can make some ground beef in that cage. We're about to find out. By the way, right now, Biscantine, the big favorite, at 70% over on the poll. You want to change that, go to cagedaggression.pay-per-view and make your voice heard.
No glove touch there.
No, hasn't been a long
nice
big left.
there by Biscantine.
The Butcher laying it on him. And on top really quick. I think that first strike, I mean, again, sometimes that first one either wakes you up or puts you on your back foot. Put him on his back foot, looking to maybe get into a position where he can put the triangle on him, trying to get that knee under the armpit and around. Not sure if it's there right now.
Biscantine right here, he needs to go ahead, right, see, he's got a little space he's working for. He needs to put his head back against the cage and get to work. Now he's got him on the opposite side, and now he can, you know, put feet on the hips and get to work there from the bottom. He's looking for it. He's looking for that arm. His legs aren't crossed right now. Put the feet on the hips, and let's do something here.
Biscantine on top. Not really a head and arm look right now. I think he's looking to separate. You know, Yoakum doing a good job keeping him close, not allowing him to posture. Let's see if he can get out of this, though. I mean, right now he's not doing a cage crawl. He's not trying to get to the cage where he's getting his back up. Instead, he looks like, all right, Looked like submissions. Oh, man, Biscantine on the way out with a couple. Yoakum trying the karate kick.
A lot longer.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, there he goes. He's using some length here. Look at that mouse under there. He got cracked right out. Now it woke him up.
Yep. Little mouse under the eye of the man on top. Let's see what Yoakum can do from this position. Biscantine not trying to keep it as close. He's got that knee up there. Let's see if he goes for a triangle choke. Looking for mission control right now on the other side.
I like how he's working right now. He's not settling for position. He's got his legs moving.
Got to watch that up kick. Trying to fight from the bottom. He's so close to the cage right now. Instead of going for these...
Right there, here we go. Oh, I was about to say, he was sneaking it up. He was sneaking it up there, but...
Almost an armbar, not quite. Hammer fist from Yoakum on the top. Yoakum on top again, closing that distance.
Biscantine is doing a really nice job right now, not settling on that bottom position. He's working. He's trying to look for submissions on the ground right now. Look, he's setting it up here. He's kicking it over. Just slipped off right there.
Not a lot of time. Very close round. Biscantine on top for the last minute and a half. Even though he took that big strike and was on the defensive, this might take the round. We'll see if it goes to the judges. But a very close round, even though the Biscantine's on top. You definitely had some moments by Yoakum. Oh, good hammer fist, and he gets right on that back. He's got 10 seconds. That was slick.
Big mistake there by Biscantine.
Just fighting the hands. Doesn't have it quite locked. Biscantine gets out of that one. But I got to say, I would say that submission attempt probably solidifies it for Yoakum on that round if I had to decide.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is a very hard round to call right here. But then he got up, landed a couple hammer fists, and then took his back and went to go for that rear naked. That might have done it right there. That might have been just enough.
That probably, if I'm the score guy, and I'm not corrupt, I'm not taking those fat Vegas paydays. I'm going to say, you know, just by a hair, Yoakum takes that round. Here's some of that action early on, like I was saying. You know, this hammer fist right there, pretty big, but you can see Yoakum getting up, and there it is. There's that crane kick, Karate Kid style. I mean, hell, it lands. You're the next Anderson Silva, right?
He's got the body type for it. That's the thing. He's very long and lanky. I'd like to see him, you know, not just try to flash it out there. You know, use the push kicks and then set that up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Round two about to happen. Biscantine still the big favorite at 70% over at the polls. That swelling under Yoakum's eye could be a problem. It's about halfway shut right now.
He caught that straight left, but like you say, it either woes you or it wakes you up, and he woke up. He went to work. There we go.
So there's again that crane kick. Looking for that high right kick. Ooh, good leg kick on the inside.
Shot there, heard the cup.
I wasn't quite sure. We didn't have the angle on it, but yep.
I heard it. Take some time here. Take a little seat. Air it out. You know what I mean? Take some breaths.
Sometimes the eggs get scrambled, folks. You want those hard boiled.
I've been on the receiving end of a lot of those in my day, and it does not feel good, no matter if it's a little shot or a big shot.
You know, I always say that. People don't get that, but like, hey, on a hot summer day, you know, my thigh might hit it the wrong way. Saying, like, all of a sudden I'm bent over and not feeling great. Ooh, he's definitely feeling that one.
Yeah, like to see. Take a seat. Don't stay on your feet. Take a seat. You got 5 minutes here. Use it to your advantage. You know what I mean?
And he's taking that time. I do hope that he is going to recover. It looks that way. He's standing up. He's ready to go.
Like he said in the pre-fight, but when he was walking out, he said he has heart. He does have heart. He's had a couple years off, I've seen, and he's looking good tonight after a couple years off. I like to see it. Right here, would definitely like to see Yoakum set up those long kicks with some hands. He's like waiting back and then throwing blind kicks.
Those lefts are getting through, and it feels like his hands are a little bit stronger than Yoakum's right now. Yoakum just trading.
Swinging, baby.
Yes, they are. Good knee from Yoakum. At the same time, there's that wrestling. Trying to get him to the ground. Looks like a Kimura attempt on the other side.
There you go. Come out on the other side. Don't keep your head there. Oh,
Head and arm. Can he get to the other side?
he was going for it. He just stayed there a little too long.
Now Yoakum basically gets into full guard. Again, these guys are pretty lanky. They're able to throw those legs over the shoulders. Got to watch that triangle. Got to watch those arm bars. There's another one. Again, they are amateurs. It is a little tougher to get it with the inexperience, but these guys are definitely working from their backs.
Like to see Bailey, you know, keep a little more chest pressure right here. Get up there on him, keep some chest pressure. Don't give him that space right there because you're liable to get caught in anything from there. He's long and lanky, you know what I mean? Keep that chest pressure on him. Keep your hands in and tight and get to work.
And even right now, again, from the bottom, Yoakum utilizing that left leg, maybe trying to cross it over the face and take that arm. He's not that far away from it.
He's shooting for it here. He's about got it.
Looking for that triangle. Is he going to be able to pull that leg down and connect? Certainly looking for it right now.
If he can get that foot on the hip and kick off and then wrap it up, you know, it's all she wrote from there. It'd be in very tight.
Throw some punches, Bailey.
Trying to swing those legs again.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. He's got it.
There.
Up, he gets out of it.
Nice slam there. Shake them legs off and start throwing some fists down. Don't end up right back in the guard there, you know what I mean? Get them moving from there, side to side. Don't stay complacent.
I would say, though, Biscantine is going to have to do a little bit more work on top. There's only 30 seconds to go, and who threw up the submissions? You know, again, it's a close round, looking for that leg lock, and now look who's on top.
Oh, now he's got the leg lock. Here we go, looking for the heel. It's
hook.
out there. He's got it. Oh.
About 20 seconds to work on that.
Here we
Looks
go.
like they're going to get to their feet again. Let's see what happens. Biscantine with a knee.
In the
knee
dog,
back by Yoakum.
In the dog fight there. Who's the dog? Who's the bigger dog? Blind kick again. Set him up with them hands, man. Let's do it.
Both these guys looking a little gassed right now. Going into the third round. Could be 1-1. Could be 2-0 Yoakum. I would probably lean towards 1-1 just because when he went for that one submission attempt that was significant, he got slammed to the ground.
Yep.
So the real offense, and it was in short order, really came from Biscantine there. Biscantine, I mean. But we'll see. And Biscantine losing some of that faith down to 63% instead of 70. I think it's anybody's fight in the third round. In fact, I'd be telling both my guys you might need a finish.
It's foot on the gas here. 1-1, I think it would be right here. Who wants them or who's going to dig deep and get after it in this third round? You only got 3 minutes. Empty that gas tank.
Absolutely. And right now, these guys, they are a little bit gassed. You can tell. There's that slam. Yeah. Right, I mean, the way he got him off so quick. And quite frankly, I think that's the most effective, quote-unquote, strike or offense in that round.
Final round, let's do the dance.
Josh Stewart making sure the cage is secured. And here they go. They're going to touch him up for this one. There we go. Yoakum pushes forward. Left doesn't quite connect. Biscantine's corner calling for the choke.
I would say he's had the hands clasped there. Good job of sucking him out on the cage.
This is an arm-in guillotine. It is under the chin, but with the arm in, it is so much more difficult. Yoakum trying to pop his head out. Now, it may be tight. It's very hard to tell where that is underneath.
His neck's still out. Well, it's starting to slip back in, but his neck was out there a lot. So
got the body triangle on him now.
That's tight. Right there. You end up right here in this position. It might be tight on your jaw right here, but that body's getting squeezed pretty hard. Hard to breathe.
And he's trying to reconnect the hands. I'm not sure if he's going to get there. Again, very difficult with that arm in. But again, that body triangle, that has got to be, I mean, that is not fun, folks. You think he was gassed before. Try breathing with another, 150 to 200-pound man squeezing from the backside into your belly. Yoakum posturing up, taking a shot from the bottom, though.
Here we go, half a round. He's on top here. Bailey's got to work up here. He can't keep that body lock going. He's got to free that up and get up right now if he wants to win this fight.
That's right. Even those are small peppering shots, they are scoring, and he is on top with 90 seconds to go in this fight. Now,
there we go.
Oh, into half mount and trapped that right arm. He's in big trouble. Not quite a crucifix, but pretty darn close.
That's all he's got to do there. He keeps that arm clasped and he just rains down shots. There's nothing you can do there.
No.
Absolutely nothing. I'd like to see him use his hips and try to hip out here, buck up.
Biscantine going to try to turn this around, not quite out with that arm trap. That is going to be extremely difficult. And I would say this, right now Yoakum has a clear right knee to the belly if he wants it. But he's trying to take that right knee, put it over top or into his belly. Miletich is a big fan of that, the knee on the belly.
Oh, here it is.
Crossover. There it is.
Here, if he could get it out there, just keep scooting it up and boom. Oh, he let him hook it up again.
Yeah, but now he's got full mount.
Roll
and now he's
over.
turtling. That's the beginning of the end right now. Biscantine just covering up. Not sure if he's going to be able to get out of this one. Yoakum looking for the finish. Trying to get him in. Definitely not letting him out.
He wants to keep that hook in and not get too high. Keep doing this right here.
A lot of heart on Biscantine. But Yoakum looking to finish. Biscantine
there
on
we
top.
go.
What can he do with 16 seconds left?
He's got to posture up and rain him down. He can't just sit here.
Look at that leg. Goes in for the triangle
boy.
again. Not quite there. Oh, got to watch that up kick.
What a fight by these two young men right here.
Yeah, absolutely. And he does get the triangle in at the very end.
Good fight by both guys.
Absolutely. I still probably give that round to Yoakum. And it looks like it is a Yoakum fight, 2-1. But I am not a judge. So we will find out.
I've seen crazier things.
Seen crazier things this week in professional MMA, let me tell you.
Absolutely.
Take a look at some of that action. Again, these guys came out full force and they had their moments, winging it to swing it. Here's Yoakum on top, where he gets that half mount and traps the arm. That's a great move.
That was nice. He realized it, got it in there, and went to work. If he could have kept staying there, it was close to being finished.
Absolutely. Watching some of that more of that work from the top. This is where he starts to get out a little bit wild, and quite frankly, in about 20 seconds, that's why Biscantine is able to turn it around and then end up on top in those last 20 seconds. So not able to flatten him out here. You see him kind of getting over to his hip, and he was able to turn that around, get on there. Biscantine putting it all out there, being held up by the coaches.
Both boys let it hang out tonight, like you said. Both guys showed a lot of heart. Both guys wanted to win this fight and went out there. We're going to see who was the better man here.
Absolutely. Just waiting Jason Vargas to make it official makes you wonder if maybe we got a split decision.
Here we go.
I think this is the first time of the evening, though, that we've had to go to the cards, correct?
I believe so, yes. And it's taken a little while, maybe.
That's
like
right.
I'm
You
saying,
know how it
these
goes with
judges,
that.
I'm saying.
Could be a split on our hands, folks. Could be a split.
Any man's fight right now until he says the name. Still not up here yet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at Vargas right now. They're doing math. Let's see. He's writing it down. He's got the card.
Coming.
All right. He's about to make his way into the cage, and we're going to make this one official. Do we have a split? And did Yoakum do enough?
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to our judges' scorecard for our decision. Our judges scored this contest 29-28 Biscantine, 29-28 Yoakum, and 29-28 declaring your winner by split decision, Isaiah the Mantis Yoakum.
I think that was the right call.
100%. Yeah.
All right, folks, we're here with your winner, Isaiah Yoakum. Isaiah, congratulations. Hard, tough-fought victory. Couple times there throughout the matchup, looked like both of you were close to putting each other away. What was the game plan coming into tonight?
The plan was come out aggressive, assert myself early. He did a good job. Also coming out aggressive, defending, switching positions. It was a good fight, but I knew I won it.
Anything surprise you there?
Yeah, he was definitely a little bigger, a little stronger than I thought, fighting up at 145. But, you know, all good, still got it.
Well, look, little rumor has it we're looking for some exciting athletes to come compete here across the street in October. Hopefully we get to see you there, but until then, anything you want to mention before I let you enjoy the win?
All glory goes to God. Shout out Likens Dan MMA. Shout out Baby Liam. Thank you guys for everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, your winner, Isaiah the Mantis Yoakum.
Another close one in the books, but I do think the judges got it right. Yoakum got his hand raised. And look, he had a rough time of it in that first minute of the fight. Definitely took the big shots and decided to make the comeback, grind it out, and got that split decision. But I'll say this, cautionary tale, that's why you don't leave it in the hands of the judges, because you never know. He could have just as easily lost that very close fight. I think we're going to see Viscantine back in the Caged Aggression cage as well. Chad Luce making his way down right now, about to fight Levi Smith, fighting out of Keone Coke Martial Arts and Hard Drive, as well as Zerk Jiu-Jitsu. One of the big things that got him into MMA was the Hard Drive Performance Center. He is very excited to be going against a striker, as he feels like it's a tough matchup and wants to test his ability. Feels like his strength is attending the practices, the dedication to the grind, and increasing his grappling and transitions. A lot of guys don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about spending those hours in the gym. They don't want to talk about taking that, hip check 45 minutes straight, and then another hour and a half of trying to get up off your back. Another 90 minutes of a dude on your back going for your neck. But I love hearing that, because that is the grind, and guess what? Not the striking, which is glamorous, and I love, but I love a good armbar as well. Folks, I like the walkout song. Levi Smith, fighting out of Ludus Combat Sports in Mount Pleasant, Iowa, started training and fell in love with the sport. Needed to compete. Says that his opponent comes from a good camp and he's looking forward to it. He needs the challenge. Thinks his well-rounded ability all over is going to be what sets him apart. Looks up to his coach, Gabe Lemley, and he's been training with high-level mixed martial artists over at the Seneca team, world title challengers, and D1 martial arts champions as well. I saw this kid yesterday at the weigh-ins. He looked dialed in, he looked focused. He's got Jordan, the henchman, Hinman, who is no stranger to the Caged Aggression cage, in his corner. I'm looking forward to this one, Josh.
I am too. I remember Levi from the last show. He fought a very tough opponent, came up on the short end of the stick on that one. So I'm ready to see how he went back to the drawing board and what he's going to bring back today. From what I remember, he was tough as nails, man. He went out there and tried to do his thing, and look at his physique. I mean, he's definitely in shape. He's ready to rock. It looks like he continued to work and better himself from his last fight. I love to see it.
Man looks like a straight barbarian. Wouldn't like to see him in a Viking outfit coming in my direction. You know what? He looks like jacked Zod from Superman 2. Like I need to get like a cardboard cutout that's black and just throw it at him. That's the only way I'm taking him out.
Hey, we need to talk to him after the show and see if he can come out in like them Viking uniforms. You know what I'm saying? Just the little thing covering him, get a little helmet on him. That he'd be perfect.
Suits him very well. Comes across the cage, little fist bump to his opponent. Vargas about to kick it and make it official. Luce Smith looking forward to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Welterweight Division, powered by Wilson Construction. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 173 pounds. He trains at Hard Drive Performance Center, Keone Coke Martial Arts. Joining us from Albion, Iowa, Chase Luce. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 170 pounds. He trains at Ludus Combat Sports. Joining us from Mediapolis, Iowa, Levi the Lion Smith.
And folks, you've got it 50-50 anybody's shot over at the polls at cagedaggression.tv. I think I was saying cagedaggression.ppv the entire time. You know, my mistake, my jackassery knows no bounds. But here comes the action. You could care less what I'm saying. Let's see who's punching and kicking.
Right to the middle of the cage. Both guys didn't take a back step. They were saying, who's going to do it first?
Yep,
Nobody has.
Swinging. Goes for the single. And Luce.
Nice defense here. I like to see that.
Yep. Really good defense. Now balancing up against the cage, makes Luce give it up. You know, Luce may not have the physique, still a very big guy. Oh, left, right, powerful shots.
Putting the pressure on him.
Yep.
Now he's got the back. Oh.
Good roll, I like that. Now on the bottom, trying to get up, maybe gonna cage walk. Luce on top and being relentless though. Okay, the kickoff right there. Ooh, good right hand by Luce.
Right back in on the hips. Here we go. Clasp the hands, they're in, suck them out. And boom, there it goes.
Luce not quite inside mount. Now in full guard.
Good job of getting back to the guard there.
Levi Smith pulling down on that head, trying to get some short shots in. Luce separating a little bit, now on top. Coming back down. Good right hand.
He was doing
another good right.
He's doing a good job of keeping him pinned up against the fence right here, keeping his hips tight, you know what I mean, and getting there and landing down some strikes, trying to at least.
What does Levi Smith have to do to get up? Because he's already separated a couple times. I hadn't seen the urgency. He's already back up on the cage. Does he just have to really kick out and get up there real quick?
He's tying up a little too much right here. Yeah, you're up against the cage, but you can also use that to your advantage. Let go of some of them locks on the arms and or on the hips, and, you know, try to cage crawl up, you know what I mean? Create a little space, and you got to be explosive right off the rip.
And right now, Luce on top, although in full guard. Levi taking shots on the bottom.
He's settling a little too much.
Right.
In a 3-minute round, you cannot settle like this. You know what I mean? He's being content with being on his back right here. He's got to work, like right here. Boom, get up on that cage and get your back to it and get out.
And he did sprawl. Got a leg, rolled right there. Still just could not find his way to his feet. Over on the side. Chad Luce, though, being relentless. Hasn't given him much space. Every time he has given him space, he's closed that distance really well.
That's the thing. I'm not trying to sound repetitive here, but in a 3-minute fight at the amateur level, you cannot be content with settling for position. You got to be on the go every step of the fight. Like right here, he's getting some space here. Work for that underhook.
10 seconds left in the round. All Luce, really. You know, a little back and forth in the very beginning. Land some strikes on the way out. Caged Aggression, Cyrus the Virus, shearing it up for Luce.
He's contagious.
You know, he's got that Down with the Sickness. I've never been a big fan of that band. He's really got to change that song.
Yeah.
He took total offense when I told him that.
I think I told him the same thing. He didn't like it much either.
He did. Hey, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of good songs about viruses out there. It doesn't have to be a stink fest. I'm just saying. Again, a lot of action from Chad Luce. Looks pretty calm in the corner. Yeah, he's taking some deep breaths, but nothing over the top. Not a heavily muscled guy, like I said. Not beat red. You know, not a huge amount of redness on his opponent, but certainly red in the areas where he was working on his back, took some shots. That left shoulder of his looks like it got grinded up against it. We're going to see what happens. I mean, Levi Smith is going to need a different game plan. Maybe he goes for the takedown here, and he gets on top. Let's see what happens.
Luce did a really good job that round of controlling the whole round. He did what he needed to do. He didn't make very many mistakes. If he got kicked off, he got right back to work. Let's see what happens round 2.
And Chad Luce now the favorite at 61 and change. Ooh, there it is, Levi Smith.
There we go.
Connecting. Boom. Oh, good sprawl by Levi. Again,
nice,
able to sprawl.
Very nice sprawl.
Very cognizant both times of what was wrong the first time around.
There we go.
Left-right goes through for Levi Smith. Another left-right connects. Boy, but Chad Luce just moves forward. Even when he's eating Sundusters to the mugshot, he's coming forward.
Right here, fighting for the underhook. There we go. Good job there. Don't settle. There we go. Looks like that left eye's giving him a lot of trouble. He keeps pointing at it. It keeps closing it. He might not be able to see out of it right now. That could be a big issue.
I am watching that. Ooh, good uppercut. Oh, Levi Smith landing now. Lots of confidence.
There we go.
Uh-oh, Chad wilting a little bit. Luce taking a big right hands, and it looks like
those are
Levi's
heavy
the good body shot.
There we go. There 2 body shots.
It's
that
about
was it.
over. Levi Smith takes defeat and says, not today. Comes out big in the second round with the striking, able to sprawl, makes the corrections, and gets the W. Here at Caged Aggression Challenger Series, you love to see that.
Amazing second round by Levi Smith. Stuffed the takedowns. He knew what he needed to do. It was like he almost kind of hurt us over here, you know what I'm saying? Don't settle for positions. He didn't settle for any clinches on the cage. He worked his way off, landed heavy shots, and then right here, that's why I say don't just be a headhunter. Rip that body. As soon as he ripped that body, you see a mouthpiece goes flying, and boom, it was all she wrote.
And it bends him over even more. You're going to see that shot coming up right here. You'll see him right there. Boom, and that bends him right over. Notice he goes
Another
way
one.
low, yes.
Mouthpiece out.
Jordan Hinman excited for his fighter. 2 true Vikings in there. And the celebration. Really, again, love to see that. Obviously, hey, he's going to have to go to the drawing board, see what he did wrong that first round. But again, when you could go through a first round where you're so dominated and then dominate in the second round, make the corrections, you're on the right track. Let's kick it up to Vargas and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Bruce Allen, has called a stop to this contest at 55 seconds into round 2, declaring your winner by TKO, Levi the Lion Smith. All right, we're here with your winner, Levi the Lion Smith. First of all, Levi, congratulations on such a tough win. Very action-packed, back-and-forth fight, man. What are your thoughts on the win tonight?
All glory to God, first and foremost. Jesus Christ, nothing is possible without him. Everybody needs him. I'm still seeing double from one of those first shots that he hit me with, so bear with me.
Well, look, it was definitely an exciting fight. We're looking to pack that October card up. Hopefully, if the plans are free, we see you back here across the street. But anything that you wanted to add before we let you get to that celebration?
Huge thanks to all my supporters. I love all of you. Thank you to everybody at Ludus Combat Sports, my brothers, Jordan Hinman, Cameron Raines for being in my corner. Gabe Limley, I love you. Thank you.
Well, congratulations once again on the win. Get back and get that eye looked at and soak up the victory. Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner, Levi Smith.
Watch our boys beat the out of an Elite Loyalty t-shirt. High quality t-shirt manufacturing with affordable prices. Even after taking a beating, our shirts look brand new because we focus on high quality prints. Visit our website eliteloyalty.vip or visit our Elite Loyalty Facebook page.
And we are back. The big boy's about to do it. And by the way, you called it, Josh, that he was pawing at that eye.
Oh, yeah.
Usually fighters don't tell you when they have the double vision or can't see. But, yep, you were correct. Again, overcame a lot of adversity. That's what we like to see. But I got to tell you, I like seeing the big boys get in there. If you want to watch a fight where these guys are going to throw the haymakers, and more than likely one guy's going down and not getting up, this is probably that fight. Charles Austin Jr. takes the cage, looks extremely confident, and now we're getting to his opponent, Jonas Robbins, fighting out of Iowa, top team, and Lions Taekwondo in Clinton, Illinois. He's always been interested in mixed martial arts, loves the match, feels like it serves him extremely well, also feels like his strengths are his chin and his power, looks up to the bonesy one, Jon Jones. Let's hope that doesn't mean, crashed cars and suspect behavior outside of the cage.
Extracurricular activities.
Yeah. Like threatening Arizona police officers. That's always a smart thing to do. Well, the big boy making it down to the cage, taking off the cap, about to take off the hooded sweatshirt and get this party started. What do you think, Josh? Does this run 3 minutes? Or is this going to be 90 seconds of chaos?
I'm thinking this does not go the full distance. These boys are big. They're looking ready to throw. That's what I'm saying. Like you said, a heavyweight fight. Do not blink, because at any moment it could be lights out. And, I don't see this going the full round.
The full round. Forget about the full 3 rounds. I don't even think it's going the 3 minutes. But we will see. Fans over at CagedAggression.tv have this one at 80% at Charles Austin. If you think differently, get in there and vote.
He's got his fans on the polls right now. Would love to see it. Let's see if he can live up to that 80% hype we got going here.
We shall see. Robbins making his way into the cage. Gotta love it when the big men are gallivanting like that. Let's kick it up to Jason Vargas and get this heavyweight roadshow going.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Heavyweight Division, powered by Quad City Ketamine and Wellness Clinic. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 263 pounds. He trains at 0 to 100 MMA and fitness. Joining us from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Charles Austin Jr. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 263 pounds. He trains at Iowa top team, Lions Taekwondo. Joining us from Clinton, Iowa, Jonas Robbins.
Austin Robbins about to happen. The big boys about to get it done. They touch him out.
Ooh,
big whiff with the right hand and the
we
big
go.
whiff with the uppercut on the other side. Robbins in the middle going for the uppercut. Seems like he likes those uppercuts.
They're looking heavy. Oh.
Good body kick right there. Charles Austin Jr., boy, that moved the cage.
Oh, yes, it did.
That
It was
is
shaking.
over 500 pounds of you-know-what.
These boys ain't even looking to grapple nothing. Look at, they backed off and they said, let's throw this leather.
Big overhand right from Austin Jr. Good leg kick. Oh, hits with the right. Return with the left. Oh, these right hands right now are big from Jonas Robbins. Moving forward. Austin circling out, nodding his head.
Shaking
Seems
it
all
off.
right, yeah.
Oh,
big right
That
hand.
stunned him. That stunned him a little bit right there. He stayed in his tracks. Put the pressure on now. Let's see how hard he did it. Give it a little jab, something here.
Yeah, not a lot of setups on this. Lot of overhands, uppercuts. Not seeing a lot of straight lefts or right. Almost a Superman punch right there.
I like these switching stances from Austin Jr. here. You know, you don't usually see that at the heavyweight level, and both guys going orthodox southpaw.
I mean, he entered with the left uppercut only to throw a right uppercut. To say that Jonas Robbins is in love with the uppercut would be an understatement.
Yes,
Oh, good rights right there, straights.
He must know something we don't because he's loving it right now.
Left hand connects, couple of rights.
Nice
About
knee there.
a minute and change left in this first round. Maybe it is going to get out of the first round. Not for lack of trying. These guys are connected with some big shots.
Toe to toe right here. No backing up.
Oh, good right by Charles Austin Jr. again. That is a beard. Both of them have them, and they are displaying them greatly. Another big right. That one just nicked the beard.
I like that counter right he's throwing. He was, I mean, immediately in the first minute, you could tell he was sitting back, and boom, he landed one, and it's been his bread and butter for this whole first round.
Yep, and he's obviously landed right around that eye. A little blood around the left eye of Jonas Robbins. Charles Johnson, 1-2 right there.
It's throwing him off. The switching stances, look, he's back in orthodox here. He was just in southpaw, landed a couple good shots. Now he's got to work with him with orthodox stance here. It's kind of messing with him, I believe.
Good
Boom!
body kick. Those hands are low by Charles Austin Jr. Takes a right, another couple rights, big uppercut.
There
There
we
goes
go.
the mouthpiece. Bruce Allen all over it, grabs that mouthpiece, gets it right back to his opponent. Time in.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Little mouse under the right eye there, a little blood coming.
I think it's on both sides, actually. I think he's got both the right and the left eye with those overhands. I think they're just skimming.
Ooh, nice.
And they are. I mean, he's literally...
Yep. He's taking them both. He's taking big overhand lefts, big overhand rights. Good first round for Austin Jr., I believe.
That's right. Yeah, I think so. I think Austin Jr. probably did edge that out. A lot of back and forth. Again, the effective strikes on the Jonas Robbins and mostly those uppercuts closing the distance, and then those big lunging right hands, overhands from Charles Austin Jr. Fun fight so far, and we got out of the first round.
We did. You didn't believe it was going to happen.
I
You
did
were
not
calling
think so.
under.
Yeah.
Over under would have lost there.
They've got some chins,
Yeah,
let me
they
tell
do.
you.
Hey, the bearded men, man, they got a little extra cushion. You know what I'm saying?
You know, Kimbo had a great chin until he didn't.
Yeah, I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Loved him.
No, I loved him too. And I still remember that Seth Petrozelli out of nowhere,
Yeah.
you know, the
Absolutely.
silverback.
That was the golden age of MMA.
I
right there.
love that era.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it really was. So many of those guys during that era of Strikeforce came into the UFC and became champions, from Tyron Woodley to Luke Rockhold to people like Tim Kennedy.
Yep.
Just great fighters. And here we go, about to get it done. The cage door is locked up. Bruce Allen's ready to go. Austin Jr. Robbins, round two. Like I said, those openings are, I mean, they don't look like the blood is going to go into the eyeball, but they are a little bit over that eyeball. If they get opened up a little bit more, you know as well as I do, it sucks to get sweat in your eye, let alone a red substance called blood.
Oh, yes, it does. Been there.
Good leg kicks. Jonas Robbins still trying to take the center of the cage, not giving him an inch. And now he's throwing some of those straight lefts and rights, you know. Not a lot of those in the first round, not a lot of setups. Looks like the coaches might have said that's what we want before the uppercut. There's a big overhand right, lands. There's that uppercut again.
Here we go.
Straight right, straight left.
Oh, big.
There's another one of those
uppercuts.
He has fallen in love with that uppercut.
He's got to stay in close to land those right there. Oh, just missed on that one.
I mean, those beards. That one up through, going through the body.
Give some body shots and then feed the head. Feed the head after that.
Oh, big overhand right from Charles Austin Jr. This is a fun one. Gonna tell him to keep that mouthpiece in. Keep that in there.
We got to give a warning for that.
Yep, second time, folks. I'm not saying he's spitting it out on purpose. You got to have control when you're getting punched in the face like that. It's not just about a strong beard.
Robbins, you know, he's pretty straightforward. You know what I mean? He's hawking him down. A lot of elusiveness from Austin Jr. I'd like to see Robbins maybe attack the legs a little bit more to slow that down a little bit, and I think he'll be able to land a nice uppercut that he's been looking for the whole fight.
Uppercut into rights. Now some right uppercuts into body shots.
Here we go.
Crank into the body. Could be the beginning of the end. Charles Austin Jr. trying to fight back. Crank into the body. 3, 4 consecutive uppercuts to the body. I'll tell you what, great gas tanks for big men.
Relentless punches here. He's going for it.
He's got to be careful not to gas himself out. Again, Charles Austin Jr. has already shown he's got an amazing chin, and he's taken a lot of those body shots. Certainly has the padding for it. Both men.
Right. Swing under that arm right here, takes him back.
And they're calling for that back right now.
It's open. All you got to do is just swing his hips to the back right here.
Lost his mouthpiece again.
That's going to be a problem. You cannot keep spitting the mouthpiece out.
I mean, I wouldn't want to take one of those uppercuts with the mouthpiece in, let alone without it.
Nice takedown there.
Right now, I think it's a Jonas Robbins round. I think that if Austin Jr., which he's got that arm trapped right now, folks, we've got crucifix style. If he can hammer down these last 30 seconds, maybe he can take the round. Maybe he can even put him out.
We got 25 seconds. He's got to let right hands go. He just can't sit there and be complacent.
And he just let that arm up. I think that's a little bit of inexperience.
Yep.
You know, trying to get the mount instead of keeping that right leg just down to the ground in gravity, no matter what.
Just keep that arm down and just let right hands go. They don't got to be hard ones, but you're landing shots.
He's letting the right hands go now, but boy, again, that left hand that was trapped is doing a decent job of defending it where it wasn't there before. Tough call. I'd probably still give that round to Jonas Robbins. I mean, he probably outstruck him by 25 to 30 strikes.
He was throwing. We got some blood here from Austin Jr. from the nose. So you're right. He was landing.
Quite a few of those shots. Good job for Charles Austin Jr. to survive.
I was going to ask you before the round, are we going over or under one takedown for that round? I would have lost because I was going to say the under.
Yeah, I didn't think we were getting that takedown either. You know, again, for big men, their gas tanks have been really good. We haven't watched, any lay and pray. Even with that mount, Charles Austin Jr. was looking for offense.
Absolutely.
You know, but watch this. I mean, these guys are throwing haymakers. Again, we're watching some of those mouthpiece things, but here it is. This is where he really goes to work. Going in with those uppercuts. Over to the side, body, head.
Yeah, he's
getting them in there.
Second round was all his round. He probably threw 40 to his one.
Yeah. So I've got it at 1 round apiece.
I like that. I believe so as well.
Yeah, I think we've got Charles Austin Jr. and first round, Jonas Robbins, second round. Who knows? Maybe it's fight of the night. We've had some good scraps, but this one has definitely been exciting, especially for a heavyweight fight. Charles Austin Jr. still the favorite at 71% over on the polls at CagedAggression.tv.
Robbins is going to have to be the bully here again. He's going to have to come out round 3 and be the bully. Don't let him be elusive. Don't let Austin Jr. be elusive and land them counter rights.
And I'll say this, neither guy has their mouth wide open and breathing heavy. Austin Jr. probably smart to try to go for that takedown. Good defense so far from Jonas Robbins.
Right here, taking some breaths. Not, you know what I mean? This isn't too dangerous for him right here. Well, he's clasping the hands on the leg now, so he's got a problem going. Oh, there he goes. Work up, dogfight here, dogfight. Big rights.
And look.
Boom, right here.
Exactly.
He's got to stay in this position. Don't let that up again.
Keep that arm trapped, and this could be victory. It could either be a decision. I mean, if you're on top for 2 minutes, you're on top for 2 minutes, or you get the finish. That's 265 pounds of man-man on top of you. Not easy. Got him up against the cage in the wrong position, really, if Jonas Robin wants to cage crawl. If he wants to cage crawl, he's going to have to do that.
Right there.
Doing a good job of it, actually.
Doing a great job. Oh, big knee to the midsection right there.
Yep, I'd like to see more of those because they're wide open.
There
is another good one. Oh, that is devastating.
They're open. Now right there.
Oh, another one.
When he's blocking that, get back to the head. Get back to work on the head. Pepper in shots. Boom, land another one right then and there.
And now he's on to side mount. Got the back almost. Jonas Robin's trying to get back up.
Oh!
This could be the beginning of the end.
Yes, it could.
Those are big shots.
Sit down on him right now. Sit down on him. There you go.
Jonas Robins looked for the ankle for a moment. Not quite there.
Exactly. He realized he gave him enough space to get out the back. Just sit that big body down on him, and he ain't going nowhere. Keep it going. Keep it going. Put the weight back on him. Get back down on him. Put that knee down. Put that big chest back on his back and rain down punches.
I like those knees. While they're there, keep going for him. I don't know why you stop. Exactly. Now those hammer fists might end it. He's hurt. He's flattened him out. Those knees really hurt him.
Yep. Land some more. That's wide open.
I know. I think it's about to end. I think he sees it. But then again, he's back to his knees.
Right here.
Put him down with another one. I'm 1,000% with you. And there it is.
Boom! That's
winding up and another.
That is heavy coming in, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would not want to be on the receiving end.
No,
even to the shoulder right there, that's a dead arm.
Yes.
Oh.
Getting the arm up, not taking him in the solar plexus or under the rib cage right now, but man, he is now hammering at him. This is no doubt a Charles Austin round.
Right.
The only question is whether or not he's going to get the finish in these last 10 seconds.
10 seconds, you go full out ball to the wall, just rain him down. But I think he did enough to get the victory, and he won the third round.
2 rounds to 1.
Yep.
And, you know, it didn't look great in the second round. We got to see a lot of offense from Jonas Robins. But like I said, the chin's held up by both guys. I'm giving that fight to Charles Austin Jr. rounds 1 and 3. I'd be shocked if we had anything else.
Very entertaining heavyweight fight there. Both guys put on a show for
and
the crowd.
I cursed it. It went the distance.
You would have lost a lot of money.
Yeah, I absolutely. That's why I try to stay out of the gambling. I'm not Donnie DraftKings over here, everybody. I'll tell you that right now. Watching some of that action. And again, after he got him onto the ground, it was literally all Charles Austin. There are some of those big, big knees into the side. Man, those do not tickle. Yeah, those. I mean, I don't know if we're going to see the one where he literally takes that right knee, puts it up into Canada, up into Toronto.
Yeah.
And then brings it right down here into the Midwest in Iowa.
Those knees were thrown with force. Here, this could be
This
it.
is
There
it. Yeah,
it
that
is.
is. Oh, man.
You see it just move him all the way. It moved him on the. Oh, man. That was.
That is, again, man, that is a tough one.
To
say that would have cracked 3 to 4 of my ribs on the other side of where it hit, because the other ones wouldn't have been cracked. They would have been shattered.
That's some heart from Robbins right there, staying in with those, man. I mean, he took some heavy body knees. He took some heavy shots on the feet, too. Guy's a warrior. I like to see it, man. Hats off to both these men.
Absolutely. I'm wondering right now what is going on. I can't imagine that this is going to be a split decision. But every time that it takes this long for Jason Vargas to get the scores, I am in questioning. Here it comes. I mean, we might have another split decision. That would be crazy to me.
It's looking like it. You know what I mean? When it takes this long, it's almost always that. You know, it always comes out that way.
I would imagine it's got to be Austin Jr., right?
I would believe so, but like I've said earlier, I've seen crazier things. You've seen crazier things in the sport of MMA. I mean, I don't know what much is to talk about here, but hey, when you leave it in the judges, anything could happen.
And I don't know how these guys couldn't have. I mean, nobody just, even when they did flatten out, they got back up right at the moment they needed to. Again, Austin Jr. looked like he was going to get that finish in the last minute, and then Jonas Robins just would not give it up. Jonas Robins looked like he was getting the finish in the middle of the second round, and Charles Austin Jr. just said, no mas, not going to happen. So here we go. Jason Vargas has that official decision. He's now making his way up into the cage. Let's see how the judges ruled this one. Do we have another split decision?
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to our judges' scorecard for our decision. Our judges scored this contest 29, 28, 29, 27, and 30, 26. Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Charles Austin Jr.
Not only that, but he gave him the second round. Yeah, I know, that's crazy. That's really wild.
All right, we're here with your winner, Charles Austin Jr. Charles, man, congratulations on the big win. Hey, nothing like taking it 3 to bring home the W. Talk about the win tonight.
I appreciate that, man. He's a hell of a fighter. First of all, I just thank my coaches, my girl, and my family back home watching. Thank you all for coming out, and thank you, Mike. I'm tired as hell. I'm going out to you.
Oh, I get it. Look, before we let you get to the celebration, anyone you got on the hit list for this coming October?
Whoever put in front of me, work hard, grind, and get it done. That's it.
That'll do it. Well, look, I'm going to let you get to the celebration. Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for your winner, Charles Austin Jr.
Listen up, everybody. Edison's Gastropub is hosting the official after party for Caged Aggression, and they're taking it to a whole new level. Located in Bettendorf, Iowa, they offer upscale food, incredible handcrafted cocktails, and multiple levels of party space that puts you right in the heart of the action. This isn't your average after party. It's officially upgraded to Caged Aggression quality. Their live DJs are creating a party atmosphere that hits as hard as the fight. When the fights are over, the real party begins only at Edison's Gastropub. Don't miss the most epic party in town, happening immediately after the fight. Edison's Gastropub, the official after party.
All right, fans, we're going to take a brief 10-minute intermission. We're going to get all set up for the second part of tonight's show, featuring our professional fight and our title fight. All that's coming up after our 10-minute intermission. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and kick it down to Jason Burmis and El Tigre for this intermission breakdown.
And what a first half of Caged Aggression Challenger Series. Great finishes, even the last one that went to the judges. Awesome heavyweight fight. But the highlights for me so far have been Rowan King. I mean, great fight with Isaac Cortez. Very, very close. Gets the win coming forward. But then that KO by Harley Canis. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, talk about it, man. That was an action-packed first round of fights here at Caged Aggression. Rowan King, man, he came out with energy from from start to finish, when he went into the cage to when he came out here and got the victory. The big slam by Canis, you know what I mean? I mean, that was awesome. He went out there and did his thing. And then the big boys to end before intermission, going out there and throwing leather the whole time and showing heart. What a great first round of fights there.
Absolutely, and don't forget we had son of Zod, Levi Smith, have a really rough first round, say, I'm not done, then come out, finish his opponent in the second. Like they said, we got our title fight with Hauser and Porter as the amateur, and then the end with Sokolowski Rodriguez. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to be back in a few minutes with more Caged Aggression. We'll see you soon.
And we are with Brennan Hauser. He is the co-main event of the evening with Nick Porter. First and foremost, how did the camp go for this fight?
Camp went pretty good. I mean, obviously every camp you go through some type of adversity, but all in all, a great camp.
Yep, seems like the weight cut was no problem. What do you think about the opponent, and what's the game plan?
I mean, the opponent, he's got a pretty padded record. He's 27-7. He's got a lot of experience, a lot more than me, but I don't really pay much mind to it. The game plan is always go in there, do what I'm supposed to do and what I know or what I've been training, and just test this guy on his will to be on the cage, be in the cage with me.
So, I know people don't love predictions, but are we getting a finish in there tomorrow night?
Absolutely. It doesn't matter what round it is. It's just going to be whenever I want to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't care.
Well, Brennan, we wish you the best, and we can't wait to see you. Thank you. I am with Dan Sokolowski. You are facing on short notice Luke Rodriguez, stepped up. You got a ton of fights. First of all, what's the game plan and what's the mindset?
Hey man, the mindset's kind of there. Mike caught me at a good time, asked me if I wanted to fight. I was actually thinking about it when he called. He called me up and I was like, yeah, well, let's do it. I didn't even ask for the opponent yet. I didn't even know who the opponent was. I just said, let's do it,
So you look like a guy that's always in shape. Was there a training camp? Were you training for somebody? What's going on right now?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm always training. I never really get out of the gym. I'm in the gym pretty constantly, so I wasn't necessarily training for a fight, but, when one pops up like this and you're ready for it, why not take it? Take that opportunity.
What's the predictions for tomorrow?
Prediction for tomorrow? I think I can finish this guy. He's a tough dude. He's a good scrapper. He's a good grinder. I think I got what it takes, though. So we'll see what happens, though. Find out tomorrow night.
I'll tell you what, we're looking forward to it. Best of luck out there.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. We are with Luke Rodriguez. Half of the main event, Dan Sokolowski, is your opponent. What can we expect tomorrow?
Fireworks, man. Yeah, he stepped up on late notice. Got a bunch, probably 20 pro fights, so he's going to be a game opponent. We're going to go out there and put it on him.
Now, how'd the training camp go for this one?
Oh, it was awesome, man. I trained with a team full of killers over at Iowa Combat Fitness Center, man. They're savages there. This is probably my best camp I've had to date.
Now, I'd imagine you're going for the finish. Any predictions out there?
No predictions, but I am going for the finish for sure.
All right, we wish you the best of luck out there.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dust to dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues and lives to pay. In books, written pages, lived and learned from fools and from sages. It's true. All things come back to you. Sing with me, sing for the years, sing for the laughter, sing for the tears. Sing with me, it's just for the day. Maybe tomorrow, the love will take you away. All these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dust at dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues and life to pay. Half my life's in books, written pages. Lived and learned from fools and from sages. You know it's true. Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dust at dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues and life to pay. Half my life's in books, written pages. Lived and learned from fools and from sages. You know it's true. All things come back to you. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laughter, sing for the tears. Sing with me, it's just for the day.
All right, fight fans, welcome back to the main portion of tonight's card. We've got our professional fight and our title fight all coming up next. But before we get into that, don't forget, When the lights go down here, the action continues at Edison's Gastropub for the Caged Aggression Challengers 8 after party, where we'll be awarding Fight of the Night, Knockout of the Night, and Submission of the Night. That's all going down right after the show here at the River Center at Edison's Gastropub. Hope to see everyone there.
Oh, I was looking at Trapper Keepers the other day, fucking, that's like a background for one of my thumbnails, and I was like, man, we like shitty fucking designs in the 1980s. I know I'm a lot older than you, Neil, but Jesus Christ, they were not good. Like the fucking neon fucking car that I'll never own.
Yeah.
Oh. And here we go, folks. We are into it. Riley Went, Tyler Myers. Riley Went on his way down, fighting out of the Hard Drive Performance Center. Got into mixed martial arts through fighting and sports growing up. You know, loved watching that stuff. Did martial arts at a very young age, before he was even in high school. Feels this one is a solid matchup, and he's looking forward to seeing what his opponent brings into the cage. Feels like his strengths are his striking and be able to maintain range. That is huge for him. If he goes to the ground, he also feels like he will be fine. Looks up to people like Keone Coke, Preston LaGrange, and Chase Aluche, who fought earlier tonight in a really great one. And by the way, Preston LaGrange, one of the up-and-coming superstars here at Caged Aggression. I saw Preston yesterday. I said, hey, you're not on the card, my friend. He said, no, I am not. But he was looking as mean as ever. Can't wait to see him scrap again. And speaking of scrapping, Tyler Myers fights out of the Scrap Shack Jiu-Jitsu camp here in Rock Falls. Started MMA after finishing his college wrestling career. Feels confident in the matchup. Spoiler alert, guy's not a striker. Going to be going for the grappling, and says that and his conditioning are obviously his strengths. Again, those wrestlers good at cutting weight, good at having that cardio. GSP and Habib Nurmagomedov are the ones he looks up to. Big Nurmagomedov, by the way, the Dagestanis and Eastern Europeans just taking over MMA on so many levels right now. Last person I would want to see standing on the other side of the cage, having one of those Dagestani beards, and we've been talking beards today. He's taking his third fight in a little over a year of training and feels like this is going to be another W. The hugs are over. The Vaseline is being applied. What are your thoughts on this one, Josh Neal?
I like this stylistic matchup here. You were saying Riley Went, saying he's good at keeping his range and everything like that. And I was literally going to chime in and say, well, that's a great thing to have for his opponent he's got coming up for Tyler Myers. Tyler Myers likes to get in there. He likes to be heavy, likes to use the takedowns. But here we go. This is it. Striker versus wrestler. Whose outcome's going to be better, you know what I mean? Whose game plan, I say.
Absolutely. Myers enters the cage. The fans have it almost even with Went at 56 and change. Let's kick it up to Jason Vargas and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Lightweight Division, powered by Delphs Pro Gym. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 153 pounds. He trains at Hard Drive Performance Center, Keone Coke Martial Arts. Joining us from Hawaii, Ottawa, Riley Went. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 156 pounds. He trains at the Scrap Shack. Joining us from Rock Falls, Illinois, Tyler Myers.
Myers in the braids. Went with the traditional blonde. These guys are about to get it done here in the Caged Aggression cage. And here we go. Tyler Myers in the center, front kick. Ooh, big
Nice
right
right.
lands. Oof. That'll wake you right up.
Look at big slam there.
Big slam, got him on the side.
Muscled him down, didn't even have his head on the right side, just literally used strength and got him straight down to the ground there. Looking for a little head arm.
And yep, and Myers taking him towards the center of the cage, looking for that full mount, able to get it. Again, said he was big on the grappling and wrestling, showing it here in the first minute of the fight.
Right now, if he can keep his hips tight, he's leaving his arm open for it right there. Switch it to an arm bar. He kept going for that that head arm shot.
Great scramble and way to get up from Went. Right, left. Ooh, Myers does a great job of keeping him on the outside. Body shots.
Oh, big knee.
From Went. Knee from Went. Nice little scrap-tacular in the first minute here.
Hands are tied. Going for a little ride.
And Myers, again, showing that grappling prowess, right? Getting in tight, getting the takedown, trying to get the work done. Inside control right now.
Staying heavy. That's what you like to see here. That's what I was telling in the earlier fight. Stay heavy on the chest pressure. Gave it up here, but going to the back slick right here. If he can get a hook in.
Fans have it dead even at 50% apiece. Good shot by Myers. But Went still making his way up to his feet, not making it easy by any means for Tyler Myers.
Right here, I'd like to see Myers settle in here. Swing to the outside here. It's going to be hard to do on the cage for what I was going to say he should do. But I like it. Swing back, hook, get off to that inside of the leg and go to his back here.
Utilizing the knees on leg.
That was knee on knee there. That was painful.
Ooh, good knee. Just, I mean, not cup, but right into the solar plexus from Went.
Myers is doing a very good job of head pressure here on the cage. Head position and pressure.
Ooh, big right, left, right. And again, another right, left, right, right,
Those rights are coming through. Those rights are coming through.
And they're hurting.
Oh, another one.
Oh, Myers might be looking for the finish right here.
Right here, let's go to the body. The body is wide open.
And there he heard you. There's some body shots. Back to the head.
Oh, another big right.
Trying to fight it off. Took a big right again.
I mean, he's teeing off right now.
Yes, he is. Got to be careful not to gas out.
Went needs to clinch up here. Needs to get a clinch going. Boom, right there. Exactly what I'm saying.
Oh,
clinch up
another
again.
overhand right. Went did a great job of surviving that. Now we're back in the middle of the cage.
He did. Got a chin on him. He took some hard shots there.
Absolutely. Tyler Myers ends it with a big overhand right, looping style, and closes the distance just to let him know it's not going to be all striking from here.
Right there, when he's in that position before they get to the cage, he can swing around that hip in and lift up, and he's going to go for a ride, but he's being content with just pushing him against the cage. I like to see him send him.
Got a little something in the cage right now that fell down. It looked like it was a piece of somebody's, I'm not even sure what it is, but you can see it right there. At first I thought it was a mouthpiece, but clearly it's not. I'm not sure if that was from the trunks or whatever. Hopefully the referee sees it and gets it out of the cage. Watching some of this action right now.
Where's that,
Big
middle
shots.
right over there?
It's right over there, right by his foot. He's stepping on it. See it? See the guy with the white?
Oh, yep.
I mean, here we're watching this, and again, Went survives just an onslaught from Tyler Myers. Myers really laying it on and getting a lot of those through as we're seeing. They still haven't seen that, whatever it is. I'm wondering if he's going to pick it up. Josh Stewart right by it, but no, they don't see it. I mean, it's just a piece of cloth. I don't think it's going to make a difference in the fight, obviously, but you'd hate to see somebody slip or,
right.
yeah, God forbid.
Exactly.
And here we go. Tyler Myers going forward.
Big right hand again to the takedown. That was great right there. That was great transition.
They're telling went to let go of that choke and try to use the fence, what would you be telling him to do right now?
Exactly the same thing right there. I mean, that choke is nothing. It's as good as nothing. You don't want to be in that position because if he gets across here, he's setting himself up. If Tyler had his arm around the other side of the head, easy head arm choke right there.
Now he's got full mount. Goes for the arm bar really quick.
Slipped
Very
into it
slick.
nicely, and there it is.
Oh, wow.
That was great transition.
I mean, he talked about his grappling. He showed his striking. He waited for the right moment, and he pulled the trigger. That was lightning fast. Great submission right there. Great performance by Myers. Really great stuff.
Been seeing on his socials, man, this kid's been putting in the work, and it showed tonight. He got the victory. He looked great. Looked amazing tonight.
And look, Riley Wendt took some really, really big shots. Also got out of some rough positions. I'm sure he will be back. Let's watch it again. Again, he came out big, gets this takedown yet again. Does a lot of good work from the side control. But right here, you're going to see it. It's going to be really quick. Gets that arm and badongo, check Congo.
That's what I'm saying. When you get to this second part of the card, you'll be able to see the levels, you know what I'm saying, where these amateurs progress, you know what I mean? It's not just a right hand and back up, you know. He set that right hand up into the takedown and boom, transitioned into an arm bar. Master performance.
Absolutely. Great job from Tyler Myers. And it looks like the fans got that one right as well. Jason Vargas entering the cage. Let's make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee Josh Stewart has called a stop to this contest at 47 seconds into round 2, declaring your winner by submission due to armbar, Tyler Myers. All right, Tyler, congratulations on an awesome performance, man. Came in here, showed us a little bit of the stand-up and the groundwork. Hey, talk to us real quick. What was the plan coming into tonight?
Plan was kind of what happened. I wanted to work my feet a little bit, my first 2 fights I haven't, and work my way to the ground when I'm a wrestler, so obviously I want to get there, but I was happy with what I did on my feet today.
Well, it definitely looked exciting. We're looking forward to you bringing some of that excitement across the street here in October. But before we get there, anyone you want to thank or anything you need to mention before you get to the celebration?
I just want to thank my coaches, my beautiful wife for letting me do this every day. I just want to thank everyone that supports me through it, and just thank you. This is tough, so thank you for supporting me through it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate him on his win one more time, Tyler Myers.
Absolutely fabulous. And Yabba Dabba's house of glass fit into an upper class with high-end art made out of glass. Get educated by the staff or just Yabba Dab, grab it fast. Feel absolutely fabulous. And Yabba Dabba's house of glass. Yabba Dabba's house of glass.
And yabba dabba dibbity doo, we are on to the next one. Yabba Dabba's a great supporter of Caged Aggression. Matthias Brooks, Jeffrey Tooley about to happen. Brooks coming down out of Cedar Falls, Iowa. Got into MMA, struggling with his confidence and being the small guy in the gym. Figured he might want to be able to make sure he can watch out for himself, as many of these guys that are a little smaller and have a chip on their shoulders do. Found MMA and knew this was the way to go. Feels like it is a tough matchup, and let me tell you, Tooley is a Caged Aggression veteran and very active. I think his last fight was just a little over a month ago. Knows he's very skilled, knows he's stepping in there, looks pretty confident. Feels like his heart and grit are some of his bigger strengths. Anyone associated with the sport is someone that could give him inspiration, loves to watch it, and he's got into this with zero prior experience in combat sports. Looking pretty dialed in, and he's got a rough customer in Jeffrey Tooley. And here comes that young gentleman, who is, by the way, an absolute class act. Every time I see him outside of the cage, really upbeat guy, you know, just salt of the earth. Really good guy, and knows that he has to spend time in that cage. You see him have a couple rough matchups. Never gives up, always in it to win it. And you can see coming down here in the Caged Aggression cage, nothing but smiles right now. Got into MMA through his mother actually owning a gym when he was younger. Doesn't know what to expect, so he's summing it up as this could be the best fighter he's ever fought. Expect fireworks. His heart, his speed, and his striking are what his strengths are. And he says, look, I look up to anybody in my gym, in my circle. I believe that's Violent Matt Damon, Ryan Blackerby. I'm sorry, am I getting it right? No, Ryan Blackerby. Yes, that is Ryan. Yeah. His father is Thomas Blackerby. No, Thomas is exactly. Ryan I knew I was screwing it up. Yep. Thomas is the young buck.
Yep.
Ryan is the old lion.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, this is a gym to watch out for, and we can't wait to see our friend Violent Matt Damon back in that cage. By the way, that's what Jens Pulver calls him.
Yeah.
He's officially the time bomb.
Yeah.
We like the other one a little bit better.
Yeah, I love the mindset of Jeffrey Tooley coming into this. He's not overlooking anybody. That's what you like to see. Not overlooking anybody. He says this guy could be the toughest guy he's ever fought, you know what I'm saying? So he's training hard for that type of fight. But I also want to say, shout out to Matt Brooks for taking this fight, man. It was hard to book this fight, I heard from Mike. And, you know, he stepped up to the plate, so you got to give your hat off to him. Let's see what he can do against a very game opponent tonight.
Yeah, and by the way, you know, Jeffrey Tooley has cystic fibrosis and truly believes that MMA is what has saved his life and kept those lungs working. Let's kick it up to Vargas and get this going.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Flyweight Division, powered by Stack Wellness Cafe. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 3 inches tall and weighed in at 125 pounds. Joining us from Cedar Falls, Iowa, Matt Brooks. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in at 126 pounds. He trains at the Peoria Athletic Club and is sponsored by Nicholas, Zandy Media, Blackerby Coaching Systems, Human Performance Lab, Elite Sports Loyalty Management, Meltdown Creative Works, and McCarl Family Racing. Joining us from Leroy, Illinois, Jeffrey Whiplash Tooley.
And here we go, Tooley coming in as the slight favorite at 55% and change over on the polls. Josh Stewart, the man in the ring to call it. Here we go. They touch him up. Brooks in the center, pressing the action. Ooh, Tooley with a sharp right to start. Good body kick.
Nice
Another
kick
good
there.
right.
Pushing him up against the cage there. I'd like to see it.
Tooley looking for maybe that tie clinch. Half tie clinch, good uppercuts, good knees. Tooley coming out, swinging. Ooh, looking for a head
right
kick.
over the head there.
Tell you what, Matt Brooks continually moving forward despite all this. Good body shot from Tooley. Tooley just
very nice.
Really, and again, they got that plum clinch going. Little Muay Thai, Vanderlei Silva action. Good body.
I mean, look at him, man. I mean, just even from the last time we seen Tooley out here, he looks like he's gotten faster, more fluid and everything. I mean, he's just totally progressing.
And he's aggressive. He's always been an aggressive fighter, but he is connecting right now, looking for that back. Got on there. Is he going to be able to get the neck? Appears that's what he's looking for. He's almost under it. That right hand, he's taking it out, trying to soften him up. Good left hand to the jaw.
I like this here. A lot of guys, they slip off right there. He knows it. He's got to hook that foot right underneath that leg to not slip off. A lot of guys you see, they just get lazy in that position, and they slip off, and then they're in a scramble. Not him. Very technical. That's what you expect from Peoria Combat Club, man. They're just so technical.
And you know, he's been to the side a little bit, but he's always got those feet locked, which is amazing. like right there. And he's able to pull him and then get that back.
Body
Got the
triangle.
body triangle. This is going to be rough to get out of right now. Thule is going to bide his time and look for that neck, no doubt about it. Brooks doing a good job of tying up the hands right now, not letting him get under the chin. But Thule softening him up, not letting him rest. Again, that body triangle is devastating. He's looking for that neck again, not quite there. 60 seconds left.
I mean, those body triangles, man, they're just sucking everything in. It's so hard to breathe. It's grueling, man. I've been in body triangles in the gym. Sometimes guys got it so tight. You almost want to tap just from that because they got it so hard, but it's just something you got to fight through, and it definitely does wear on the gas tank.
Charles Oliveira style. Of course, he's in the main event tonight at the UFC, looking to get that title back against a very tough warrior. Big knee on the way up. Oh, that one hurt him.
Big body.
Oh, good body shot as well.
Another
Thule
one.
looking to finish it. Good elbow. Brooks on his feet. Oh, it could be close to over. Josh Stewart taking a really close look. Brooks, big body shot.
Masterclass performance right there.
Jeffrey Thule coming out big, loving every second of it. And Brooks still pretty hurt on the ground.
Hey, this was a tall task for Brooks for his first fight, but he came out there, he showed he's ready to do the thing, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I mean, I'd like to see this kid again against somebody, you know, a little bit not on the level of Thule, you know what I'm saying?
Thule's got a lot of amateur fights, wins and losses, has shown that improvement, and he's shown that, look, I don't want to fight once or twice a year. I want to fight like 4 to 5 times a year. A lot of guys don't have that grind, and I'm going to tell you right now, Thule does.
Yes.
He's got the eye of the tiger. I would say, you know, the biggest hurdle in his career in that professional level is going to be able to go 15 and 25-minute rounds, that cardio, but he looked great tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Them 5-minute rounds compared to them 3, it's only 2 minutes if you look on it, you know what I'm saying, on paper, but that's a long 2 minutes, let me tell you.
I tell people that have no idea about combat sports, I go, let's see if you can keep your hands up and just swing for 5 minutes into a bag. And they're like, I can do that, no problem. 90 seconds later, their elbows are by their waist side, and they're like, doing this? That's not fighting, friend.
Ladies
All right,
and
let's make it
gentlemen,
official.
your referee, Josh Stewart, has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 37 seconds into round 1, declaring your winner by TKO, Jeffrey Whiplash Thule. All right, here we are with your winner, Jeffrey Thule. Jeffrey, living up to that Whiplash nickname, man, coming in here fast-paced. Talk to us about that win here tonight.
Hey, I just want to, everybody give Matt a round of applause. Matt sent out, or Mike sent out 27 fight offers. He was the only one that said yes. So, but yeah, it was fun.
Well, look, you know what this is all leading up to, Jeffrey. So let me ask you, any names on the hit list coming into October?
Happy! I need that belt! Let's go. Let's run it in October.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, look, before we let you get back to the celebration, is there anyone you want to mention?
First of all, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He loves all of you. He died for all of us. All praise to the Lord. Secondly, my team, Peoria Athletic Club, my family, everyone that came out to support. Thank you guys, it means so much.
All right, Jeffrey, well, we're looking forward to October. Enjoy the win for the rest of the night. Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Jeffrey Whiplash Thule.
Wow, this kitchen looks incredible. Who did the work?
We went with Wilson.
Okay, but what about this bathroom? It's like the perfect oasis.
We went with Wilson.
So Wilson does kitchens and baths. Got it. But this incredible basement.
I know. We went with Wilson.
With Wilson Construction, we can meet all of your home remodeling needs inside and out. There's no need to work with multiple contractors. We can handle it all. Come visit us in Bettendorf next to Home Depot.
And here we go. You want to talk jacktacular. Torian Morrison looks like he is carved out of not stone, but literally marble. This is a hard man. You don't have to ask whether or not he hits the gym. He does so at Iowa Combat Fitness Club. Starting in mixed martial arts through kickboxing at a very young age, along with mixed martial arts. Wrestled at a, I can't read it, Miskonin High School? I believe that's where it is. I could be getting that one wrong. Excited for this fight. Looking forward to putting it on him. Feels like his striking, his kickboxing, his wrestling are all superior. So basically everywhere but maybe the submissions, I guess we're going to find out. Doesn't really look up into anybody particular. And when you have abs like that, I don't know that you need to. Feels like his first MMA fight will always have a place in his heart, and he is craving for another one. So my man is making his way down. I talked him up, no shirt necessary.
He's coming out showing you what he's got right now.
I know, listen, it ain't the gun show, it's the whole show.
Yeah.
And here we go, guys, over at CagedAggression.tv. Right now, Torian coming in as the favorite at 66% and change. Taylor Fleetwood about to make his way out there, but boy, he's got a tough customer. I will say this, MMA, not a bodybuilding contest. We mentioned earlier Kimbo Slice, similar build. Seth Petrozelli went in there with possibly a beer belly.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not picking on Petrozelli. He was in fine shape. He just didn't happen to be buffed out, okay? But skipping in the cage is Morrison. Taylor Fleetwood about to make his way down at a Marty's Martial Arts and MMG. He wanted to compete. That's why he chose mixed martial arts. Excited to use all the styles that he has in his arsenal. And those styles include balance, will, and faith. We've got some religious folks in there. Thule just giving the big guy, Jesus Cristo, Jesus Christmas, Jesus Christ, a shout out. He looks up to his twin brother, who was a college wrestler. And, that is interesting that Tyler Fleetwood, doesn't have the wrestling, but has a twin brother that does have the wrestling. You wonder how many noogies as a kid and full mounts he had to put up with. I mean, twins, they're a little closer and they're less fighty than just regular brothers. That doesn't mean he didn't get a knee to the face.
Absolutely not. He had to learn something from his brother, you know what I mean?
That's what you wonder. Outside of the cage, he's a humble, goofy, and quite happy guy. Sounds like me. But in the cage, he's in it to win it, and he has that mindset. Not me.
I'm excited for this fight right here, man. Both guys coming from, respected gyms around the area. Got to see what they can do here, We got a little short issue here going on with Morrison. They were coming over here. Got to tape something up, it's looking like. I don't know what's he got going on. He got some pockets or something? I'm not sure.
It must be the pockets. It's the only thing I can say.
Go.
Yeah, he's about to fight in his underwear.
I mean, let's do it. You got the shock doctor on him. They ain't wet in the shorts. Just throw it down. Let's go, man. You got the body for it.
How much different is that from the Venom shorts?
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Middleweight Division, powered by La Quinta Inns and Suites. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 182 pounds. He trains at Mit Beast Boxing and MMA. Joining us from East St. Louis, Missouri, Torian Morrison. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 185 pounds. He trains at Marty's Martial Arts and MMAG and is sponsored by Jen Marima State Farm, R&N Towing and Recovery, Riverbend Wrestling Club, Automotive Central, Goff Lawn Care, Cedar Street Tavern, Meg's Cleaning, Morrison Roofing, Elite Loyalty Sports Management, and Crosspoint Baptist Church. Joining us from Davenport, Iowa, Taylor Shinobi Fleetwood.
And here we go. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is Morrison's first time in the Cage Aggression cage, but we have seen Fleetwood before here.
Correct. Yes, we have.
And they touch him up. Fleetwood on the outside. Bit of a wider stance. Good kick to the body.
Nice body kick there. Southpaw versus orthodox. Could be open when you set it up. Feint him with a couple jabs. Boom. Nice kick, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Fleetwood did a good job dodging and countering.
Ooh.
Looking for the spinny spin. Not quite there. Good left, short left. Return with another. Ooh, left hook from Morrison. Morrison in and out.
Nice kick there.
Yeah, you know, Morrison talking about his kickboxing and his mixed martial arts. Doesn't look like Fleetwood is that worried about the striking. Coming in with a lot of kicks. Good low leg kick from Morrison. Morrison got a very, very, very wide stance for as compact as he is. I mean, you look at that guy's thighs, and they are scary. They are tree trunks.
He's huge, man. I mean, a little unorthodox, too, so it's hard, you know, it's kind of hard for Fleetwood right now, you know, trying to feel him out.
And a good combo, kind of putting him on his backside. Oh,
big
good left return.
You don't want to see that. You don't want to see him covering down. Oh, and Fleetwood's getting loose now.
Absolutely. And you know what I really liked about that initial combo? Fleetwood came in with the leg kick, then came in with a body shot, and then to the head.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people don't look at that second shot as a body shot, especially with the leg kick. One of my favorite things to see. You connect right there. Again, you put the guy on the back foot, then go for the head.
Yep, that's the thing, man. Putting the combinations together, you know, just don't throw the 1-2s. Give us the 3-4s, you know, maybe even a little 5 in there, you know, that will do it.
Oh, they got him with the left.
Oh, there we go.
And then pushed him down. It must have shaken him. Taylor Fleetwood on the back, a little
Got
over
the
a minute
hooks
to
in.
go. Both hooks. This could be the beginning of the end unless Tyler Morrison bucks him off.
He's a little high here. If Morrison will buck out backwards, oh, he's letting him regain position here.
But again, you know, Morrison felt like his striking and the kickboxing was there. Let's see how he handles it on the ground. Fleetwood looking for that neck.
He might be under there. I can't tell right here from the camera.
Yep, and it's a tough shot whether or not he's under. He's locked something up. We could be at the beginning of the end. Tough to tell, and it is. He's put him to bed.
I can't tell if it was for sure under there, or was it more like a
Could be
like
the
a
chin
crank?
strap.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Again, from where we were sitting, folks, we had almost the same angle you did on the television. Maybe we can get another angle on that. Could have been a neck crank. Could have been under the chin. The beard obscures it a little bit as well. Some of those neck cranks are just as painful as you going out.
Yeah, you know, you got that tight one in there on the jaw. I mean, that's just crushing the jaw, crushing the teeth. You know, very uncomfortable. You know, strong man. You know, you can get it pretty tight and tap. Let's see what we can get here.
And here we are. Misses on the kick. He's going to land, and then he's going to push him down. Watch right here. Boom, lands and pushes him down. So it's that left hand that hurt him.
Like a little check hook right there.
Yep. And it's absolutely connected because you don't just get pushed down and stay there.
Right.
You know, so really smart move. And from here, it was all academic, right? Ends up pulling him, makes sure that he's over on his back, and then he just gets under either that chin or the neck crank. Again, we really can't tell from here. You can watch when he locks up the other hand right about up. I was going to say now. But Vargas is in there. We're about to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Bruce Allen, has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 18 seconds into round one, declaring your winner by submission due to rear naked choke, Taylor Shinobi Fleetwood. All right, Taylor, congratulations on the win, man. Racking them up here in the Caged Aggression cage. Talk to us about what this win meant to you tonight and maybe what's up next.
It was a win I really wanted. I trained real hard. Something unbelievable. I was quite excited to get back in here after my last fight. I was pretty disappointed. I was definitely rocked, but I was never done. They're not going to be done for a long time. I'm ready to keep getting wins here in the Caged Aggression.
Well, look, we got another big show coming up here in October. Hopefully that energy carries over into that one. But before we let you get to the celebration, is there anyone that you want to mention?
Everybody here, thank you so much for coming. I love each and every one of you. Everyone who never gave up on me. My name is Taylor Shinobi Fleetwood, and I love you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, your winner, Taylor Shinobi Fleetwood.
When all else fails, it's time you try ketamine. At Quad City's Ketamine and Wellness Clinic, our ketamine infusions target the receptors in your brain to improve chronic pain and treatment-resistant mental health conditions, such as depression, PTSD, and quickly relieve suicidal ideation. We also provide IV vitamin infusions, high-dose vitamin C for cancer, ozone and platelet-rich plasma injections for joint injuries. Quad City's Ketamine and Wellness Clinic. Call us for a consultation.
And it is that time of the evening, folks. This one doesn't have a marquee for it, but if there is a featured fight, it is Tanner Collins versus Aiden Golden. Tanner Collins fighting out of the Hard Drive Performance Center in Cedar Rapids. Got into MMA starting in college on the off-season workouts in between baseball seasons. So, but still my heart, getting a lot of boos. A lot of people upset. I guess they don't want the center fielder to hit a home run. He's looking for the grand slam. Feels like he is a game fighter for this matchup. It's going to be an exciting fight. Believes he's going to find the chin on his opponent and have it say night, night. I am looking forward to that. Says he is a polished striker, not afraid of the fight. Got a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he is confident. He is better all around. Keon Koch is one of the many people that he looks up to, his head coach. Been around for years and still killing it. He likes the kickboxing. Feels like that is going to be the major advantage, and to keep a lookout for that. And now, it looks like the hometown boy, Aiden Golden, they're going nuts.
It's live in here for him.
I'll tell you, it might be live here, but at home, Tanner Collins is the slight favorite at 60%. It's getting deafening in here. This guy's fighting out of Delph's Pro Gym, hometown of Eldridge, so definitely a local boy, and brought the thunder. You might notice the man in the wicker cowboy hat there. That is Jordan, all smiles Trowers, looking beefcakey as he always does, and dropping weight. Got into wrestling got into MMA through wrestling. Loves the physicality of the sport. He says, look, no offense to this guy, but he is just another stepping stone to me becoming a pro fighter. His conditioning and mental toughness are his strengths, and he looks up to that guy we mentioned earlier in the main event of the UFC tonight, Charles Oliveira. Again, don't blink. This one looks to be fireworks.
You talk about a fight that I had circled for the night. It was this one right here. This fight right here makes my hair stand up on my arms. This is going to be electric. Aiden Golden put on a beautiful performance last time. Collins is a game opponent. We'll get to it here.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Amateur Bantamweight Division, powered by La Quinta Inns and Suites. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 134 pounds. He trains at Hard Drive Performance Center, Keone Koch Martial Arts. Joining us from Eldon, Iowa, Tanner Collins. Collins. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 135 pounds. He trains at Delph's Pro Gym and is sponsored by Ink Therapy and Reyes Law Group. Joining us from Eldridge, Iowa, Aiden Golden.
And Aiden Golden, obviously the hometown hero, but really an aggressive wrestler in the area. You know, had an amazing performance in his Caged Aggression debut. Collins looking to be the spoiler.
Nice jab.
Trades, yeah, here we go. Aiden Golden just teeing off right here, but I'll tell you right now, Tanner Collins remaining composed and returning.
Big right by
Turns
Collins.
him around.
And the takedown.
Aiden Golden, after taking that shot, went right into instinct, rightfully so, and got that takedown.
But here, this is dangerous. Collins talks about his stand-up in his pre-fight thing here, but he is a master on the ground.
Oh! Boy, that wrestling. At the same time, Collins does a good job isolating that arm, looking for it.
Watch out here. This kid's dangerous on the ground, man. He's very dangerous. I've heard about him on the ground. That's why when he was talking about stand-up, I knew him from the ground game. You know what I mean?
And look, he is, I mean, right now, a lot of great scrambles. Tanner Collins, a game opponent, he was not kidding.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Aiden Golden kind of on his back right now, trying to isolate that left arm of Collins, which he has. Maybe looking for the Kimura. Might have it there. Got to cinch it up. Oh, he's got him trapped. Oh, he's pulling it with one arm. Oh, that is dangerous right now.
He was a lift weight up right here.
I'll tell you what, I have never seen a Kimura successfully done from this position. He's got the right arm under the neck.
I mean, that thing's almost at his shoulder from the back here. Hey, he's not going to get it right here.
And he's pushing it with his hip. He's pushing it with his hip.
I was going to say.
Oh, now he's pressing it with his hand. Oh, look at that. That is almost chicken winged. And by almost, I mean it is chicken winged. Collins fights out of it. Oh, boy. Aiden Golden teeing off. Could be the beginning of the end. Collins taking him, trying to get back up. Aiden Golden looking for that neck right now.
Relentless.
Oh, man, he is dusting him up.
I like how Collins stayed composed right there the whole time. He didn't let the moment get to him. He just stayed composed, was looking at us just with ease in that position. No, it was painful, but he stayed composed.
And look, he's got another 50 seconds, and he gets a round 2. You know, and he did hurt him with the hands. Aiden Golden putting on a show right now, however, ever since that takedown. I just advise him, you know, you don't want to punch yourself out. Don't get me wrong, he's got the wrestling. That usually means he's got the cardio. Under the neck, doesn't lock it up.
Collins, great job of fighting the hands there. He's doing good. He's staying high on him. He's staying high on his chest with his back right here. That's what you like to see. You don't want to slip down. You don't want to get too high. He's doing a great job of keeping himself center and level.
Certainly could have given up several times in this round. Instead, he wants round 2. You bet. Man, you could almost give a 10-8 round for Golden the way he performed in the last 2.5 minutes. I probably would not do that just because of that one strike rocked him. But other than that, Aiden Golden right there.
Great first round there by Golden.
Preston LaGrange talking to his fighter right now, telling him to calm down, telling him he's done a good job. And I would assume he's going to say, look, you hurt him with that shot. He's got the wrestling. Let's kind of keep it off the ground. I would say he did very well in those scrambles. Again, his arm was chicken winged. I don't know if we're going to see that again. But, you know, a lot of other guys would have tapped. I think we're going to see it right here. This is where he turns Aiden around, right there. Right there.
Big
Boom.
Right.
Big right.
See, right there. Don't rush it. Don't cut. That's just the experience, you know, with the round, getting the rounds in the gym. Rushing in like that on a wrestler like that, that's an explosive double leg every single time coming.
And look, his instincts went right in. Aiden Golden did the right thing. Here's that arm getting trapped. And he worked on this for a good 30 to 45 seconds. I really thought at one point he was going to get it. The crowd going wild for Golden right now.
Right behind us, definitely.
Hey, you've still got Tanner Collins over at CagedAggression.tv. Here we go, round 2, they touch him up.
Big spin kick right there. Oh, and these guys are chucking leather. He's feeling confident. He's feeling good right now.
Yep. Oh, hits him with
Big
the left.
left.
Tanner Collins, though, he's dangerous. You don't want to get hit with that right.
No.
Those rights, oh, good left.
Nice jab there. Nice jab.
Listen, there's some pepper on that hot sauce. You got to watch out. Aiden still going for the strikes. Wow, turning it around, trying to wrestle the wrestler. Not so much. That was incredible, folks. From the takedown into the somersault mount.
That's that freestyle.
Yep,
That's
that is freestyle wrestler. Now he's under the neck. He doesn't quite have it academically. Still able to power through it. That's it.
Almost a master performance again. Both times we've seen this kid.
And look, he looks raw, right? He didn't fully have the back there. He didn't fully have the arm. You give this kid 5 more fights. He's maybe contender series. He's maybe tough. You might even see him in Bellator. Well, Bellator is over. It's now PFL, but you could see him there as well. This kid is tough.
He's definitely got the tools to fast track this the amateur level right now. You know what I'm saying? Give him maybe 1, 2 more wins at the most. If he comes out and puts dominant performance like that, go to the pro level and see what you can do.
Yes, you know, again, I see tones of Ryan Blackerby with this kid. You know, I think Ryan Blackerby, a future superstar. This kid, the same. Let's watch this kick. That spinning kick literally healed a jaw. Does not get much prettier than that. And that came off of an unsuccessful kick. Remember, this kid's a wrestler. This kid's a wrestler, and he's got the hands and feet.
And look at his base when he's striking. He's not sloppy. He's not overstepping. He's not lunging. He's staying fucking compact. I'm sorry for that right there. He's staying freaking compact and doing his thing.
And not only compact, whereas earlier fights we saw a lot of those big looping right hands and hooks. Those aren't looping. Those are pretty straight and to the point. All right, we're going to kick it up to Jason Vargas in a moment to make it official. You're hearing it. Goldie. 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 And here comes Vargas to step into the cage to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Bruce Allen, has called a stop to this contest at 50 seconds into round 2, declaring your winner by technical submission due to rear naked choke, Aiden Golden. All right, folks, here we are once again with your winner, Aiden Golden. Aiden building up some momentum here in the Caged Aggression cage, man. Looking better than you did the last time out. Tell us how this win feels right now.
I mean, this feels great. This is everything I planned it to be. It was a little longer than I thought, but I love this sport. I mean, there's no other sport that gets better than this. I mean, look how many people, family, friends I got here. Where do you get that support? You don't. Nowhere besides here, Caged Aggression.
Well, look, we know that you're still pretty new to the sport. What's coming up down the road for Aiden?
I mean, I don't see why I don't got a title fight. I mean, I guess I have to ask permission from Mr. Goodwin, but I would love a title fight next. I feel like my last 2 fights have been dominant, even though I'm only 2 fights in. I feel like I deserve it.
Well, look, you keep performing like this, that request is going to be hard to deny. But before we let you get to the celebration, is there anyone you want to mention?
Ink Therapy, that's really, and Dell's Pro Gym. I mean, these guys have carried me to where I am now, picked me up when I never even thrown a punch in my life, and made me to where I'm at right now.
Well, Aiden, enjoy the win. Soak up the good vibes on the evening. Let's hear it one more time, ladies and gentlemen, for your winner, Aiden Golden.
Oh, Bud Light Seltzer Retro tie-dye?
Have you tried these yet?
I'm sorry, ladies. It's my roommate, Emmerich.
Emmerich. Is that Irish?
Bud Light Seltzer Retro tie-dye. The loudest flavors ever.
And on to the co-main event of the evening. Nick Porter coming out here, ton of amateur experience. Took this fight after a long hiatus, looking to put it on Brennan Hauser. Brennan Hauser, of course, very, very confident. Before we get to this one, I just want to say Aiden Golden calling the shots, wants that amateur title fight, can't really argue with him, and just like you said, wins that amateur title fight, maybe you have him defend it once, or maybe he just goes to the pros from there. I want to see this kid build, you know what I mean? I don't want to see him go too quick, but boy, he looked great striking, and what's he have? A wrestling base,
Yes.
And we saw that. I mean, you saw the takedown attempt by Tanner Collins, where I don't think I've ever seen a takedown into a reverse somersault full mount, and that kid just got it.
Yep, that was amazing, man. Like you say, I'd like to see champions defend their belts, so I'd like to see him, if he wins one, and then defend it. But the kid's, he's fast-tracking right now. I love to see it.
Yes, and extremely confident. Who knows, might get a couple fights outside of this organization. Luckily, here in the Midwest, if you want it, you can get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Final moments before Porter enters the cage. Seemed extremely confident yesterday over at the weigh-ins. Did miss weight by a little bit over a pound. I think pound and a half somewhere at the end. But that's not going to stop Brennan D. Hauser.
I'd like to see what these guys have done with a long layoff. I've said it before. What has he been in the gym or has he not? It's going to show in this fight.
And that's the thing, right? Hauser's an animal.
Yeah.
He's fighting out of Lycans Den and PAC, Peoria Athletic Club. That same club that we tell you has some of the biggest prospects in the Midwest. And Lycans Den has some of the greatest veterans over as coaches. Coming out to Spirit in the Sky, I don't know it gets much better. I don't know that it gets much better. He got into MMA through wrestling. Feels like this is a complete mismatch. Feels like his opponent's record was padded in the first place, and he's going to show it today. Looks up to others in his gym, like James Martin, Caged Aggression veteran and badass. Dan Hornbuckle, MMA legend, Caged Aggression and badass. Mark Miller, and of course, the time bomb himself, Thomas, evil Matt Damon, Blackerby.
Yeah, you talk about a guy at 170 as the amateur champion right now that's got all the tools to go pro and do his thing. You know what I mean? This guy, he's hard on the feet. He's big and strong. He's very technical, as he showed in his last fight. Like you say, this gym is just producing guy after guy after guy. It's hard to deny these guys. Pretty soon, I feel like Caged Aggression is going to be the PAC show, it feels like. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I watch these guys not only inside the cage, but in the back, outside of the cage. They're very, very religious. They are very, very strict when it comes to their diet. I never see these guys miss weight. They are extremely dedicated when it comes to not only the striking, which seems to be their bread and butter, but not allowing that takedown. And, when Blackerby came out here, I believe for that first pro win, he showed true grit. Took a huge elbow by his opponent. Huge cut. A lot of guys, they're taking a knee, they're ending the fight. He came back and walloped the other gentleman. So here we go. Hauser, Porter House. That's what we want here at Caged Aggression. Up to Vargas for the co-main.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our co-main event of the evening, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds for the Caged Aggression Amateur Welterweight Championship, powered by Yabba Dabba's House of Glass. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 174 pounds. He trains at Twin Creek Gym and is sponsored by True Tattoo, JB's Bar, Country Club Barbecue, Cutlos Apparel, Kenny's West Side Pub, D&N Auto Body, Porter's Handyman, City Heat, and High Class Studios. Joining us from Mapleton, Illinois, Nick Porter! And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 170 pounds. He trains at Lycans Den MMA and is sponsored by Greg Baker Detailing, Barrick Boxing, Ella Salon, Custom Creative Goods, CR Disposal, Classic Plumbing, and Barbell Burn. Joining us from Mahomet, Illinois, Brennan Ruff Hauser.
And here we go. Co-main event of the evening. Nick Porter, the heavily tattooed gentleman. The other one, only slightly tattooed.
Nice kick.
Good leg kick right there to start it. Porter moving forward. Hauser looking for the left. Porter pawing at him with some lefts right there. Right hand by Porter lands. Big takedown by Hauser.
Got the butterfly guard in here. See if he's looking for a sweep.
In half mount right now. Let's see how Porter handles this. Trying to scooch to the cage and make his way up.
Going through, got to get that leg through, cut past it here.
Porter trying to trap that leg. Hauser teeing off a little bit right now. Trying to create space, does a good job of landing that right. Now landing with some lefts, now a right.
Good pressure from him here. Like to see it.
Looking maybe under that neck. Elbows from Brennan. Ooh, good elbows too.
Big elbows to the rib cage there.
Those don't tickle.
Softening him up a little bit, you know, looking, still got that hand underneath the chin. There he goes, lets it go. He was hoping to bait him in there, you know what I mean? Trying to get him to come in for that guillotine.
And Brennan Hauser just dominating right now. Looking under that neck. Might have, I mean, right there, you saw where his hand was. Once you see that elbow grip under, a little bit better. Like you said, soften him up. Seems like he's changing positions. Big hammer fist.
Big hammer. Yeah, he's keeping it there. He's trying to bait him in there for it.
And he's got about a minute to work with him in the middle of the cage. Not a lot of places for Porter to be able to go right now. You know, he hasn't been able to kick him off. He's been in this half mount basically for 2+ minutes almost.
Not moving the legs, not moving the hips. He's just steady there taking the punishment right now. Not what you like to see, especially with a guy of Hauser's caliber, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Looking at that arm for a minute, stretching it out. Doesn't look like a straight arm
There
bar
we go.
attempt.
He's trying to get that leg out. He's getting it, and there it is.
Now he's got the full back, both hooks in underneath, hammer fists.
20 seconds left, rain him down.
Josh Stewart taking a close look at this, making sure he doesn't go to the back of the head.
Those are
Gotta
heavy.
watch that.
Oh, he's out.
That's it.
He's out. And it's all over.
And that was it, you know. That's a performance that just went 0 to 60 from the very start. Never let his foot off the gas. Once he had him down, made sure he was on top. From hammer fist to going for the neck to stretching out the arm to the end of the fight where, again, he must have clipped him 10 unanswered.
That's what I'm saying, man. You can't sit there in these positions. He was comfortable letting him hang out in his half guard, and he didn't move his legs. He wasn't trying to buck up at all. And that's the end result when you sit there and just take punishment of a guy like that. You know, it's horrible to see, but, you know, you got to get the rounds in and realize that.
And Ryan Blackerby coming over, thanking the opponent. Again, Pure Athletic Club, nothing but class acts. And here's some of that action right here with a little bit more than a minute to go. Again, you know, he locked that leg for a while, and even there, but look how he used it. He basically didn't care that that leg was trapped, got the side mount, and that was the beginning of the end. You'll see it right there, still cupped in.
Heavy right here. Heavy rights right on the chin, and he's out. Follow-up shot. Good stoppage there by Josh Stewart.
Always. Josh Stewart, a class act. You've seen him ref in the UFC and other premier organizations, folks. Including, I think, the LFA recently as well.
Yep.
Jason Vargas making his way into the cage. Let's make it official for the co-main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Josh Stewart, has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 48 seconds into round one, declaring your winner by knockout and new Caged Aggression Amateur Welterweight Champion, Brennan Roughhauser. All right, we're here with your winner and new Caged Aggression Amateur Welterweight Champion, Brennan Roughhauser. Brennan, you stacked up a couple wins in this cage, but hey, none of them bringing home the hardware like that. Talk to us about tonight's win, buddy.
Hey, man, no disrespect. You keep saying new. It stands still. I'm just kidding. But, you know, it felt good to just be back in here and get more mat time and experience in the ring. There's levels to this shit, and I just did my job tonight.
Well, hey, there's levels to it. You've definitely proved which one you're going to. Before we let you get to the celebration, is there anyone you want to thank?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord, my Savior, Jesus Christ. And I want to thank all my sponsors, my teammates, my main training partners, James Martin and Thomas Blackerby, both clubs, Lycans Den, Peoria Athletic Club. I also want to, I don't know. That's it. Thank everybody.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner and still Caged Aggression Amateur Welterweight Champion, Brennan Roughhauser.
Listen up, everybody. Edison's Gastropub is hosting the official after party for Caged Aggression, and they're taking it to a whole new level. Located in Bettendorf, Iowa, they offer upscale food, incredible handcrafted cocktails, and multiple levels of party space that puts you right in the heart of the action. This isn't your average after party. It's officially upgraded to Caged Aggression quality. Their live DJs are creating a party atmosphere that hits as hard as the fight. When the fights are over, the real party begins only at Edison's Gastropub. Don't miss the most epic party in town, happening immediately after the fight. Edison's Gastropub, the official after party.
All right, fight fans, we're just moments away from our main event. But before we get into that, I need you guys to put your hands together and help me welcome Ryan Delph of Delph's Pro Gym to the cage. We're gonna go ahead, make sure you got your tickets in at the apparel booth. We're getting ready to draw the big winner. Hold on, I'm gonna hold that. We're gonna draw the winner for tonight for the UFC tickets, UFC Chicago. All right, listen up, ticket number 848055. 848055, that is the winning ticket number. You've won your tickets to UFC Chicago. But if you don't have the other half of the ticket over at the apparel booth, there's no way to win, and we may have to redraw.
Wow.
All right, one more time, winning ticket number 848055. Going once, going twice.
That is crazy.
All right, we're
folks.
drawing
Those
another one.
Seats are not cheap.
All right, our next one we have 848042. Oh, I'm sorry, 024. 848024.
Well, let's see.
We got a winner.
I think we do. I think we have a
That's
young,
your
a young
ticket.
man right here.
Oh, he's
and
there
we've got a winner.
He's ready.
We've got a winner.
848.
Heck yeah.
There we go. We got our winner.
He's hyped up.
Let's see. Security seems to think so. They let him through.
All right, let me see.
Get him in there.
Well, let's see. Is he going to get up into the cage? And there is Delph throwing the knees.
That looks like a winner.
Looking beefier than ever.
Take this, head right back to the apparel booth, okay? All right, congratulations to our lucky winner.
Let's get a
You,
name
my
of the
friend,
guy.
are going to UFC Chicago. Compliments of Ryan Delph at Delph's Pro Gym.
And now is the time, Dan Sokolowski on short notice versus Luke Rodriguez in our only professional fight here this evening. It is going to be a banger. Again, Sokolowski, the mini muscle shark in my opinion, fighting out of Unified Martial Arts North, all the way from Antigua, Wisconsin. He grew up wrestling and loves mixed martial arts. Both of those were big as a child. This guy is always in the gym. That's why they called him. I mean, he is in great shape. Thinks this matchup is going to be a fun one. Feels like his opponent is better than his record shows, and he knows this and knows that this is going to be a tough, tough fight. Feels like he's also very, very well-rounded, and when push comes to shove, he is able to stay calm, and that is so important, not to let your emotions get at you when you are in the cage. Looks up to his coaches and says, look, there's a lot of talent around me. I'm just trying to live up to that. And he says, look, I have a lot more fights on my record than my opponent. I think that we're going to see the results of that tonight.
Yeah, you talk about a guy that is taking fights, and look at his record. He's fought almost everybody, man. I'm saying this guy, he is here to not back down. He's here to spoil the show for the hometown guy. And, you know, he can get it done if he puts his game plan right.
You know, he's got the muscle shark body of a Sean Shirk and the face of a miniature Stephan Bonner.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. That's awesome.
So really, like, two great mixed martial artists from an era that's almost being forgotten. I mean, they've still got, you know, a lot of the names that have been around there, but you don't hear much about the Ortiz, Liddell era, and those guys were really in the heart of it. And that brings us to Luke Rodriguez, our final walkout of the evening, fighting out of Iowa Combat Fitness Center here in Davenport. You watched The Ultimate Fighter Season 5 and was hooked since. Now, I'm not sure whether 4 or 5 was the comeback. I feel like 5 might have been the comeback. And for those that don't know, that's, you know, before somebody would get released and then come back to The Ultimate Fighter. They had a bunch of veterans come into the Ultimate Fighter, Shoney Carter, and then, of course, the guy that won it, Matt Serra, who came out and totally and completely shocked the world because the prize on that one wasn't just another UFC contract. It was a shot at the title.
Yeah.
And he's one of the few people, and I mean the few people. Who is it? Matt Hughes and by the way, who got the better of that one? I forget whether Hughes beat Serra or Serra beat Hughes because they fought afterwards.
I think they've had a couple.
They might have had 2. They might have fought before both of them were champions because, again, Serra was kind of a one-off.
Yep.
Let's be honest. George St. Pierre, I mean, he didn't even allow himself to get into a striking match with Serra after that one.
Yeah, he went in there and did his game plan and got to it.
Absolutely. Luke Rodriguez in there. Feels like he's the more well-rounded fighter. He is willing to get it done, and this is a must-win.
Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans live in attendance at the River Center and everyone streaming live around the world. This is our main event of the evening, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Caged Aggression Professional Lightweight Division, powered by Princeton Motors. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 155 pounds. He trains at Unified Martial Arts and is sponsored by HM2 Property Management, A&D Renovations, The Blessed Fig Tree, Creative Choices, Bear Country Forklift, and No Filter Nutrition. Joining us from Antigo, Wisconsin, Dan Sokolowski. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in at 156 pounds. He trains at Iowa Combat Fitness Club and is sponsored by Tim Hernandez of eXp Realty, Ace Waterproofing and Basement Solutions, and Frick's Tap. Joining us from Davenport, Iowa, Luke Rodriguez.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the back. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Fight clean, fight fair, fight hard. Dan, do you have any questions? Luke, do you have any questions? Touch them up now if you wish, and let's do this.
The cage door is closed, and the main event is about to happen. Just claps them up, they touch them up, and here we go.
I like to see that by Luke right away. Using his link, that's why I said it will be the factor for him. Keep him off with the jab, set up his kicks with it, you know what I mean?
Sokolowski paid for that leg kick right there. You know, again, he's got to find a way in there, but you're right. He's using his length right now, Luke is, to counter.
Got to watch out for that overhand. That was just short right there.
Spinner by Sokolowski, yep.
Touched him up there with the jab.
Yep, he's coming in with that straight left into a little bit of an overhand right. Not a lot of curvature on there. There we go.
Big right.
Yep.
He's walking him down now.
Oh,
big knee.
Sokolowski coming in with a left right of his own.
I think he landed a left on the break there.
So far, Luke Rodriguez maintaining the offensive stance.
Looking for that knee.
But now Sokolowski's got that leg. And what he's going to want to do is try to keep this as close as possible. He wants to be on him so you couldn't fit a credit card in between these two.
Doing a good job pressuring him hard into the fence. His hands are clasped, and there he goes.
So got under those legs.
Luke looking for the choke here. He's trying to fix his hands underneath the neck.
And by the way, you know, if he's able to do that, well, right there is arm in. Gives up on it. Sokolowski looking to try to pull him away from the cage now.
Doing a good job of keeping his legs together there. Sucking him back out. Right here.
Luke looking at that neck again.
He's trying for it.
Not quite there. He's got his fingers in the cage.
Back up. Right here. Right here. He needs to fight for the underhook here. Get underneath that head. Push up with the forearm right here. Cross face a little bit into the underhook. Don't go for the neck.
Oh, he's kind of looking for that neck though. And look, does he have it?
Oh,
with maybe
did he
no
sink
arm
down in it?
He might have it. I can't tell whether or not his his right arm is trapped.
He's got his legs in there now. That's good for it. Oh, he let it go.
Yep. And they break up a little over halfway through the round. Left from Luke Rodriguez. Again, that big overhand right. Sokolowski's looking for it.
Nice kick there.
Good body kick. Another good body kick.
Another one.
That one was more solid than the first.
You got to watch out right here. This is what I'm talking about. Luke can sneak that up to the head. If that hand's down, it'd be night-night.
Goes for that body kick again.
Uh-oh. He caught it.
Sokolowski gets him, puts him up against the cage. He's got that hand under the armpit again. Not sure if Luke is going to look for the choke once more, but this time there's no arm in whatsoever. If he was to lock that up, and he does. And he's trying to pull it. Now there's no arm in here. Hey, he tapped him quick. See, you know what? Perfect job right there. Waited till the arm wasn't there. You know, he dropped down once before, tried to get it with the arm in, wasn't quite there. As soon as the arm wasn't there, that is a wrap. Great submission win for Luke Rodriguez. Dan Sokolowski, game fighter, fun fight. Another great night of caged aggression. Hopefully we're going to watch some of that replay. Again, Rodriguez was maintaining the offense, coming forward. Sokolowski had caught that leg a couple times, got too comfortable with that neck out there, left it wide open. And, you know, when that beefcake arm wasn't in between, that's going to be a tap. Here we go. Watch it right now. He's got that leg. Now look right here. It's the first time he's getting that arm underneath, and he doesn't have the arm in on the right-hand side of Sokolowski.
Yeah, he had it in there pretty deep. He was just waiting for it for the right time to jump it. Pulled a little Dustin Poirier jumping the gilly.
Yep, and there he is. He cranks it in a little bit, and then boom. And he gets that leg on the back to try to push it forward. Almost immediately gets the tap.
Tight immediately.
And Jake Mellick on the scene with him. I ran into Jake in the bar, asked him when he was going to start coming back to caged aggression. Said he's just doing the grappling right now.
Yeah.
I don't care for it, Mr. Mellick. Let's get back in the cage. Let's kick it up to Vargas and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Bruce Allen, has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 30 seconds into round one, declaring your winner by submission due to guillotine choke, Luke Rodriguez. All right, here we are with your winner, Luke Rodriguez. Welcome back, Luke. Man, how's that feel tonight, buddy?
Man, words can't explain it. It feels awesome, brother. It's been a while. Here and talk to you. It feels good, man.
Well, look, we've definitely missed having you here. Glad to have you back. Look, we know you've had a little bit of time off to think, so what's around the corner for you? Any coming plans in the future? Or let me ask you a better question. Do you have any opponents on your mind for October?
October, obviously, we're here. There's one that's been on my mind. I got to get it back. Michael Shipp. Let's make it happen, brother.
Well, that sounds like a fun one. I'm not going to lie there. So, look, we're staring down the barrel of a fun match coming up in October, but let's talk about tonight. Anyone you want to mention, anyone you need to thank before we let you get to the celebration?
Man, first comes first, my wife. You know, I couldn't do this without her. She'd take care of everything, home, make sure I'm able to get to the gym and train. And then my people at the gym, man, they're killers. That's why I am how I am, because I get my ass beat daily, you know, regularly. It makes this shit easy in here.
Well, like I said, sounds like a lot of us are excited to have you back. We're definitely looking forward to the future, but look, man, enjoy the win, soak it up, spend some time with the family, and we'll see you back here in October, Luke. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Luke Rodriguez. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for Caged Aggression Challengers 8, Road to the Big Show. Don't forget, as soon as the lights go out here, the action starts right back up at Edison's Gastropub for the official Caged Aggression Challengers 8 after party, where we'll be giving out all of our Fight Night awards, including Fight of the Night, Submission of the Night, and the always popular Knockout of the Night. That's all coming up at Edison's. And don't forget, this was all leading up to October, our big two-night show in October. We hope to see everybody there. Until then, hope you guys enjoyed yourself.
And folks, what a second half. No decisions.
Nope.
No judges' scorecards, all finishes. Brother, great arm bar by Tyler Myers, looked amazing. Jeffrey Tooley comes out there just full force, game opponent, still puts on him. Taylor Fleetwood, he gets the submission. Then the rear naked by Aiden Golden. First time he's ever been rocked in his career. I think it's a learning moment. Already wants the title. Brennan Hauser going out there with a big dominant performance in the KO. Luke Rodriguez pulling it out. What a night of fights. What do you think, Josh?
Oh, that was a great second half of fights here at Caged Aggression. I mean, exactly how you want to end a show. No decisions, all finishes. It was a great night of fights, and I'm glad I was a part of it.
This is the Challenger Series, and you're going to see a lot of these guys in October at the big XL event. You're not going to want to miss it. Thank you so much for joining us. Much love for Mike Goodwin and all of Caged Aggression.
Listen up, everybody. Edison's Gastropub is hosting the official after party for Caged Aggression, and they're taking it to a whole new level. Located in Bettendorf, Iowa, they offer upscale food, incredible handcrafted cocktails, and multiple levels